What is going on here? That's weird. I'm looking for the music. It removed the music. Oh well. I wonder why that's not working. It won't let me set up a playlist now. This is weird.
What you think about when you're born into a fire. Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the
my nephew made a meme for me. Yay! Thanks, nephew.
I guess that's what happens when you don't have a playlist.
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome, everybody. How's it going? What's happening? What's up? I'm here a little bit earlier. See, I told you that would happen eventually. Hey guys, for joining us. I'm Will Bird. This is Cobra Confessional, and we are back. We are back. I heard about an ICE raid, and again, the administration. I don't think anybody's here to defend violent criminals that are here illegally. I don't think anybody would defend that, right? Depending on definitions and gray area, but if they're truly violent criminals that are here illegally, I don't know anybody that'd be like, well, I don't know. Probably need to keep those people here, right? Nobody's defending that. So the administration, under the cover of violent criminals, claims that they are doing ICE raids. The problem is that's not at all what it is, right? They picked up a veteran today with no criminal record. Someone who served their time in the U.S. military, lived in New Jersey, was part of the ICE roundup. Imagine that. The wrong people getting rounded up. I told you this was going to happen. You can't, it's going to be almost impossible to take on something that large. And not have these fuck-ups. Thank God they caught it, right? Could you imagine if they wouldn't have believed the guy, or I don't know how they caught it, but if they wouldn't have caught it, and the guy got fucking deported, or worse, put in like a fucking camp to wait to be deported? I don't know. Shit's wild, dude. Shit is absolutely fucking wild. I made a video on TikTok, and I'm literally amazed at the people. It's like, I don't understand. I don't know what this video means. I don't get it. So I'm going to show it to you guys, and without giving it away, you guys tell me if did I go too far? Is it too meta? Does no one get my fucking point? Or are you like, yeah, I get what you meant there, okay? That's where we're going to start tonight's show. So let's go there.
Electrician. I wake up.
Let's go to TikTok. It's this one where I'm outside. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. And just watch it and tell me if you get it and what I'm talking about or not. Because so many people are like, I don't get it.
Let's say you're having a nice event and you invite me to this nice event. Let's say it's your wedding, right? The biggest day of your life. And everything's great. The venue's great. Everything's going well. But one thing we know about this venue is that on both sides of the property, there are properties with packs of wild dogs. And you're like, that's crazy, but just bear with me. There's packs of wild dogs on both sides of this property. And usually they're not a problem. They stay on their property. They stay away from this wedding venue. Everything's always been good before, as long as the fucking dogs stay on their property, right? And you invite me to your wedding, and everybody you invite, you say, hey, there's just a pack of wild dogs. We know they exist, but we don't want them at the wedding, because a pack of wild.
So everybody understands so far, right? I haven't went too far yet. You're having a wedding. You've invited me to the wedding. Everybody you invited, you told them, hey, there's a pack of wild dogs near this wedding venue. And we don't want the wild dogs at the wedding venue. So just make sure you don't do anything that would bring the wild dogs to the wedding venue. Everybody got it so far?
Wild dogs could really mess up a wedding. I don't want them at the wedding, you know, because a pack of wild dogs could really mess up a wedding. And I agree to that, and I come to your wedding. Now, after the vows and everything are done, you invite me up on stage to make a speech, right? And I get up on the stage knowing everything that I know about the wedding, about the property, about the pack of wild dogs. I get up on stage, and instead of making a speech, I blow a dog whistle. And the wild dogs come over and ruin the wedding. That'd be bad, right? What if you come to me and said, hey, why'd you blow that dog whistle? And I said, well, dog whistle? I thought that was a Roman wedding celebration whistle. They were just trying to celebrate your love and this wedding and this day with a Roman celebration whistle. Or I could be like, yeah, my bad. You know, it was a whistle that looked like a dog whistle, and I thought it might be a dog whistle, but I blew it anyway, so I guess I should just apologize now. I mean, to each their own, but kind of ruined the wedding. Let's say you're
Did I not lay it out well? Is that like super confusing? I even said a Roman wedding celebration whistle. And people are like, I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. If you don't get that, I don't know what to tell you. If you're just left behind, I don't know what to fucking tell you. I don't know. I don't know.
100%.
Oh God.
I'm a classical liberal.
The older millennial is a classical liberal, he says. That was probably the best joke of the night. I'm not gonna beat that. All right. I don't know. Ice raids seem fucking wild. No one's here is saying that we should keep violent illegal aliens here. But the reason that there are violent illegal aliens here is because it's so hard to round these people up. And to think that you're just going to come in day one and be like, we're going to get all the violent illegal. No, you're not. Right? You're just going to drop a dragnet and try to catch everybody that you fucking can. And a lot of those people are going to be the wrong people. It has nothing to do with being here, being violent, and being here illegally. Right? It's just illegals. And you're going to get some people that are here legally, like that happened today. I don't know if there'll be actions that can be taken, like lawsuits and shit. I don't know. It's historically hard to sue the government when they're doing government things, but you never know. Some people do, and some people win. So things seem wild. Don't blow your Roman wedding celebration whistle because it's probably a dog whistle. That blows my mind. How many people have not heard that term? Do people legitimately not know what a dog whistle is? Figuratively. Obviously, literally. Fuck. Literally. A dog whistle, literally, is a whistle that is only heard by dogs. Figuratively, a dog whistle is something that I could say in front of you, and you might not know anything about it. It doesn't affect you in any way, but there's probably a group of people, the dogs, that know exactly what it is. If I say the number's 1488, that probably doesn't mean a lot to a whole lot of people. But that means something very, very specific to a very specific group of people. The 14 words and then 88. I don't see your point. You didn't ask a question, somebody said. I was making a statement. The Proud Dogs. The Aryan Dog Nation. Wild. Wild, dude. The Roman wedding celebration. Now I got to make a Roman wedding celebration whistle that only Romans can hear, I guess. That's the next step, maybe. There's a rumor they'll be in Hackensack, New Jersey tomorrow. There's a bunch of rumors. I know there's a guy that I guess I started following a while back. I didn't even know I followed him. Because the first time I saw his video, I was like, wow, this guy's fucking intense. But I guess he picked up on some chatter that they're coming to Chicago. And he's asking his followers, not if somebody says it, you hear a rumor, blah, blah, blah. He's already got the rumor. But if you physically see ice raids with your own eyes, get a hold of him. And he wants to go down there and record it and record their actions and make sure it's documented, which there's nothing wrong with documenting it. I think they should all be documented. But that's the plan. I just saw him talking about it earlier. He's real fucking intense. Like he's like fucking real close to the camera. He's got glasses with like yellow lenses. Pretty wild. Hope you are covering where they I didn't cover it, but I saw it where they projected the I'll show you. They used a projector at the Germany Tesla factory, and then ended up putting this image up that says, it's pretty funny because they even matched the font and shit. So the German Tesla factory, they put this up. Heil Tesla. And they have Elon Musk throwing his heart out to the world. Let's see. Here's the video of it.
Thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
The first time, so the only reason I didn't show this at first, I saw it online and laughed at it. The last time we had a projection on a Tesla building, it was fake and AI. They made it look really real. I don't remember what it was, but it was him saying something about the workers or about I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but it was fake.
Thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
This is the Tesla Gigafactory in Berlin, where Elon Musk builds Tesla cars for the European market. It's factories like this that have made him the world's richest person. But now he's using that wealth, billions of dollars amassed.
By the way, yeah, this was the same video they played. I think this was the video, but it was fake or something. The entire analogy about the dogs and the wedding and shit is Elon Musk. Right? Whether you mean to blow a dog whistle or not, the whistle's still blown. The people that would take that message and say, hell yeah, we're back. We can be out in the public. It's open. They still take that message. So even if his excuse was, I was throwing my heart to the crowd, he should still come out and be like, should have fucking done that, instead of being like some kind of goddamn meme lord. Did you guys see his latest tweet before we finish playing this video? His latest tweet says, don't say Hess to Nazi accusations. Some people will Goebbels anything down. Stop goring your enemies. His pronouns would have been he, Himmler. Bet you did Nazi that coming. But white supremacist groups are using it. Right? They're using it to say, hey, here we go. We're back. Like, you still blew the dog whistle.
For making it happen. Thank you.
This is the Tesla Gigafactory in Berlin, where Elon Musk builds Tesla
What's up, Bo?
cars for the European market. It's factories like this that have made him the world's richest person. But now he's using that wealth, billions of dollars amassed by selling Teslas, to promote European far-right parties. He's vocally supporting the far-right AfD in the upcoming German election, claiming only the AfD can save Germany. The AfD is so far to the right that France's National Rally leader, Marine Le Pen, will not work with the party. Members of the AfD use Nazi slogans, constantly spread disinformation, and trivialize the Holocaust. In a conversation on Twitter, Musk and Alice Weidel, the leader of the AfD, both spread misinformation and falsified history. Musk claimed that Weidel is the most popular candidate for German Chancellor, when in reality polls put her 5th. Musk also claimed the AfD is the most popular party in Germany. A complete lie. Weidel declared to Musk that Hitler was not right-wing or a conservative, but was a communist, a claim to which Musk said, very much so, and yeah. In reality, the Nazis were an extreme right-wing, racist and anti-Semitic party that murdered 6 million European Jews. Musk has called Angela Merkel Angela Merkin, a sex industry slur. In the UK, Musk has become a vocal supporter of Tommy Robinson, a former member of the fascist British National Party, who has served multiple prison sentences, including one for assaulting an off-duty police officer. Robinson, a football hooligan, is the founder of the far-right English Defence League. He has a history of violence and has been filmed attacking people on multiple occasions. He is currently in jail after being ordered by a judge to stop spreading entirely false claims about a 15-year-old refugee who had been attacked by another teenager at school. Robinson repeated the false claims anyway. Musk has backed him multiple times on Twitter. In recent weeks, Musk also came to the defense of Andrew McIntyre, a British neo-Nazi who was a key architect of racist riots that rocked the UK last summer. McIntyre set the time and location for the initial riot that targeted a mosque, drawing a red circle around it and adding the message, "Time for war." 50 police officers would be injured in the attack, while congregants had to lock themselves inside. McIntyre then declared on the organising channels he established that the mosques must burn. The day before his arrest, he was calling for the killing of all Jewish, Muslim and black people, adding white power. McIntyre also shared a video of the 2019 Christchurch mosque terror attack, when 51 Muslims were murdered, coupled with a caption lauding the shooter as a white legend. And
Surgical removal of what? You know, it's been used by diabetics for like years. I don't know.
making offensive slurs against Muslims and Jews. When he was arrested, a knife was found hidden in the boot of his car, and when his home was searched, officers found weapons and a copy of Hitler's Mein Kampf. McIntyre used Telegram to encourage rioting, but Musk took to Twitter to bemoan McIntyre's 7-year prison sentence for organizing the riots using social media.
For social media posts. Clearly there's a big fucking difference between just social media posts and social media posts that fucking get people to come out and fucking riot and destroy.
Musk also...
The same way there's a difference in free speech and fucking yelling fire and people trampling other people to death, right?
interacted positively on Twitter with Austrian far-right activist Martin Sellner. Sellner's identitarian organisation previously received a €1,500 donation from the Christchurch attacker. Sellner and the shooter exchanged friendly emails before the atrocity, with Sellner inviting the man to join him for a beer or coffee if he ever came to Austria. Sellner denies knowing what the man was planning. When Sellner last year complained on Twitter about being detained by Swiss police at a talk he was giving about what he calls remigration, Musk asked, "Is this legal?" Then there was Norway. Musk has shared a post comparing the country to the USSR. And Italy. He's called on Italian judges to be fired. And the Netherlands. Musk said the Netherlands will die out by its own hand in a Twitter conversation with far-right Dutch leader Geert Wilders. European democracy is being threatened by the world's richest...
He's a pretty big piece of shit. And he basically single-handedly influenced somebody into fucking... What was the guy's name that drove the van into a bunch of Muslims for no reason other than he was radicalized by Tommy Robinson?
Man. But Elon Musk's wealth and power is in large part based on the value of Tesla. When you buy a Tesla, you're backing a far-right activist.
Led by Donkeys. That was the same people who did the last video, I think. Is it the Led by Donkeys channel? Hold on. I thought it came out that the one of them was fake. Maybe I just made that up. Maybe in my head I was thinking it was fake, and then I don't know. It was this one, Tesla equals Trump. This is in California though, I think.
This is the story of how the world's richest person, the owner of...
This is like 10 minutes.
...bought the global town square, then corrupted it before using his immense wealth to help elect a convicted felon. April 14, 2022. Elon Musk makes an unsolicited offer to buy Twitter for $44 billion. He claims the site has become politically skewed and says, for Twitter to deserve public trust, it must be politically neutral. October 27th, the deal goes through. The next evening, a far-right conspiracy theorist breaks into the San Francisco home of Democrat House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, intending to kidnap her. Pelosi is away, but the man attacks her husband Paul, hitting him repeatedly on the head with a hammer. Paul Pelosi escapes with his life, but requires surgery for a fractured skull. While most people take the chance to decry political violence, the new owner...
He was actually... So, Tommy Robinson at one point was in jail for contempt of court, right? A judge put him in contempt of court for live streaming when he wasn't supposed to be live streaming at a courthouse. And then a bunch of far-right people came out and was like, they're abandoning him because they don't like his posts about Muslims. They're arresting him because he's posting about Muslims. Well, he was in contempt of court. You can be in contempt of court for a lot of fucking things.
Of Twitter, Elon Musk posts a tweet sharing an entirely false claim that Paul Pelosi was in fact injured in a drunken fight with a male prostitute with whom he was involved. Musk includes a link to a false claim on a website that has a history of publishing conspiracy theories, including a story asserting that Hillary...
That was when violence was cool and we laughed about it and called people gay, right? A man gets attacked by a fucking hammer. Oh, it's a gay prostitute that he was fucking. Haha, look how funny this is.
Hillary Clinton is...
Then one bullet allegedly grazes one ear and we're like, ah! Political violence is never okay. I can't believe you guys are making jokes.
Dead and has been replaced by a body double. Musk's post is retweeted 24,000 times before he deletes it. November 18th, Musk's Twitter starts to unlock previously banned accounts. Misogynist far-right influencer Andrew Tate was permanently banned from Twitter in 2017 after urging women to, quote, bear some responsibility for rape. Now he's back. Tate posts, I've decided to fly to the failed state of California, walk into Twitter HQ, and tell @Elon Musk he's a legend. On my way. 2 months later, Tate will be arrested in Romania on suspicion of human trafficking, rape, and forming an organized crime group.
The Tates are fucking disgusting, dude. So horrible, the shit that they put online and spread online and taught people to do. It's basically prostitution, right? And human trafficking.
December 8th, 3 members of Twitter's Trust and Safety Council resign. In their resignation letter, they cite research that found slurs against Black Americans and gay men jumped 195% and 58% respectively since Musk's takeover. 3 days later, the remaining members of Twitter's Trust and Safety Council are dismissed. Musk then tweets that, quote, my pronouns are prosecute Fauci, a reference to a conspiracy theory that the COVID crisis was exacerbated by America's top infectious disease doctor. December 16th, having claimed he's a free...
Why would Fauci get a pardon? I heard people talking about this earlier. Why would Fauci get a pardon if he didn't do anything wrong? Because they've made him the face of this. COVID was fake. He tried to kill us all. He's on fucking Kash Patel's hit list. Jesus fucking Christ.
Was exacerbated by America's top infectious disease doctor. December 16th, having claimed he's a free speech absolutist, Musk bans @ElonJet, a Twitter account that tracks the movements of his private jet using publicly available data. Musk also bans the accounts of a number of journalists who have written about @ElonJet. February 12th, 2023. Ahead of the Super Bowl, both Musk and President Joe Biden tweet their support for the Philadelphia Eagles. Biden's tweet is seen 29 million times, Musk's just 9 million times. In Incensed, Musk leaves the game early and calls an impromptu meeting of Twitter engineers at 2:36 a.m. Their job? To change the Twitter algorithm to artificially inflate the reach of Musk's tweets by a factor of 1,000, making him the preeminent presence on the site. July 23rd, Musk announces Twitter.
This is when he got mad because Biden got more engagement than he did on his own website, so he changed it to where he gets all the engagement.
Is now called X. August 25th, Donald Trump, once banned, returns to the platform by posting a picture of his mugshot from Fulton County Jail with the words, "Election interference, never surrender." Musk reposts the shot. 4 days later, X reverses Twitter's long-standing ban on paid political advertising. November 15th, in a post promoting the racist conspiracy theory that Jewish people are importing immigrants to America to fix elections for Democrats, one X user writes, "Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them." Musk replies saying, "You have said the actual truth." In response, several advertisers, including Disney, Warner Brothers, and Comcast, paused their advertising on X. Musk then tells advertisers concerned by hate speech on the platform,
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Is that clear?
Over subsequent months, Musk will become obsessed with the false claim that Democrats are allowing immigrants into America to create more Democratic voters, in effect, stealing the coming election, sharing the claim numerous times with his followers and pushing it to tens of millions more who choose not to follow him. A year later, it will be revealed that Musk, a South African immigrant, worked illegally in the U.S. in the 1990s. November 25th, on X, Musk boosts the Pizzagate conspiracy theory, a long-debunked claim alleging high-profile Democrats ran a pedophile abuse ring from a Washington pizza restaurant. March 25th, 2024, Musk loses a lawsuit against the Center for Countering Digital Hate. He'd sued them after they flagged a rise in hate speech after Musk bought Twitter. In his ruling, a U.S. district judge calls Musk's case vapid and says this case is about punishing the defendants for their speech. May 2024, Musk creates a political action committee which he calls America PAC. Its objective is to mobilize 1 million Republican voters in swing states in an effort to hand the election to Trump. Musk commits to putting tens of millions of dollars of his own money into the Get Out the Vote push and clears his calendar every Friday morning for 30 to 60 minutes to meet with the team he's assembled to run the effort. July 14th, Musk calls Trump on behalf of J.D. Vance, urging Trump to select Vance as his running mate. Vance says abortion is murder and insults women who haven't become mothers.
A bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made.
Musk's phone call is part of a broad effort by Silicon Valley billionaires to ensure Vance is selected. The next day, Vance is unveiled as Trump's vice presidential candidate. September 6th, Trump says that if he wins, he will appoint Musk to head up a government efficiency commission.
And Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force.
The idea came from Musk, whose companies are currently facing at least 20 federal investigations. If he gets the role, it would give the world's richest man the power to regulate the regulators who hold sway over his companies. Last year alone, his companies were promised $3 billion across nearly 100 different contracts with 17 federal agencies. September 9th, Musk spreads a conspiracy theory that immigrants in Ohio are eating people's pets. The following day, Trump repeats the slur during the presidential debate with Kamala Harris.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
Obviously, rape is never good. The problem with the stuff that's going on in Europe right now is if we look at police statistics and data, clearly there's a disproportionate amount of white people represented there in their crimes, right? Including rape and grooming and all the other crimes. The problem that they have in the UK is when it happens and it comes out that it was a Muslim or an immigrant, people go to fucking attack other completely innocent people on the streets. It's insane. But when it comes out that this white guy fucking did it, people are like, oh yeah, it happens. Still horrible, but yeah, it happens.
False claim leads to multiple bomb threats against the Springfield immigrant community, September 15th and 16th. Over a single weekend, Musk amplifies a conspiracy theory that ABC leaked sample debate questions to the Harris campaign, falsely claims that the Dems want to take your kids, further fuels racist lies about immigrants eating pets, shares with his nearly 200 million followers on X that Trump must win.
In their statistics, they break it down. They call, so all the Muslim immigrants are under Asian, which is 7% of the breakdown of suspects. 83% identify as white. So, I mean, it's not even close, but that's the ones that get all the attention, all the media, and then people go to the streets that beat the fuck out of anybody they see that's brown.
win to, quote, preserve freedom and meritocracy in America, and insinuates that it is suspicious that no one is even trying to assassinate Biden and Kamala.
I don't think he did. We'll talk about that in just a second. The claim that Trump admitted that he cheated, I don't think he did. You gotta know Trump's, again, I don't think any president should need a translator, but we've been around long enough to where I think I can translate it for you, but we'll talk about that clip in a minute.
Adding a thinking face emoji. The U.S. Secret Service confirms that it is aware of the post. The White House issues a statement saying violence should only be condemned, never encouraged or joked about. This rhetoric...
I agree with that. There's something you said I agree with. I think that he's way too old to be like, hey, I'm a memer, guys. I'm a fucking memer. So I'm cool and young and hip. Look at me. Like, I think he's way too old to be doing that. I think he should be, he should present himself as more dignified and refined online, but
is irresponsible. October 4th, Musk posts, unless Trump wins and we get rid of the mountain of smothering regulations that have nothing to do with safety, humanity will never reach Mars. This is existential. Musk is the owner of SpaceX and stands to make billions from U.S. government space contracts. October 5th, the user handle @America is taken from an ex-user and given by Musk to his America PAC. That evening, he joins the former president on stage in Pennsylvania, jumping about wildly.
Fight, vote.
By now, he's moved with his senior team to a war room in a hotel in Pennsylvania to focus full-time on the Trump campaign. He speaks to Trump multiple times a week, is doing a series of pro-Trump town halls across the state, and has recruited...
Over the last 50 years, crime rates in Europe have generally shown a significant decline. Homicide rates particularly dropping. After peaking in the later half of the 20th century, trend is consistent with what most Western European countries with property crime rates also declining.
Lieutenants from his companies to join him. October 15th, legal...
We feel the same way in the U.S., though. I don't know if it's like a fallacy or whatever, but we feel the same way in the U.S. Or maybe it's because the news covers it so much or you see more of it. I don't know. We feel the same way. Like, it used to be safe and blah, 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 but crime is falling.
Filings from Musk's Political Action Committee show he has personally donated at least $75 million to the effort to re-elect Trump. October 18th, it's
a lot of money.
Another Musk-funded group called Future Coalition PAC is targeting Muslim voters in Michigan and Jewish voters in Pennsylvania with diametrically opposed political advertisements about Kamala Harris. In areas with large Muslim populations, the group is painting...
I saw that too. I remember when the girls were stabbed and everybody's like, it was an immigrant, and there was already fights and shit breaking out in the streets and protests and shit. And coming out, he was born and raised there.
Harris as a close friend of Israel and is suggesting that she's beholden to the beliefs of her Jewish husband. But in areas with large Jewish populations, the ads say Harris panders to Palestine.
This is just dirty, right? So they went to areas with Jewish populations and said, hey, she loves Palestine. She wants Palestine to destroy Israel. They went to places with large Muslim populations. It's like, hey, her husband's a Jew. You know what she's going to do.
Simultaneously, Musk is offering $100 to any Pennsylvania voter who signs his online petition as part of an effort to...
Yeah, that's what it seems like. He probably never got to be immature, and that's his way of being an edgy teenager without real impunity. Yeah, and he's the richest man in the world, right? He doesn't face consequences. He got in trouble before for being just the head, years ago, for just being the head of Tesla and putting shitty stuff online. And shareholders are like, hey, you can't fucking do this. It's affecting our stock and stuff.
But in areas with large Jewish populations...
And I don't think he realizes how it affects other people's lives. The shit he puts out affects people's lives.
...to Palestine. Simultaneously, Musk is offering $100 to any Pennsylvania voter who signs his online petition as part of an effort to build a list of likely Trump voters.
And this ended up being a scam, by the way. This is a huge scam. So they basically said, like, you can win this money if you register and go vote, right? Turns out that's not true. He took the money, gave it to a super PAC. The super PAC went through applications and picked people that would be good to send their message out. But he made it seem like it was a free lottery that anybody could win if you just went, registered, and voted.
He also starts giving away $1 million a day to a randomly chosen voter who signed the petition. October 19th, it's revealed that the Building America's Future PAC, another Musk-funded campaign group, is impersonating the Harris campaign by setting up a fake website containing fake policy positions, then sending out text messages driving voters to the fake site. October 24th, it's revealed that Musk gave his America PAC a further $44 million in the first 16 days of October. October 25th, the Wall Street Journal reports that Musk...
We have to do something about campaign finance. I don't know what else to say, right? We have to do it. Especially when campaign finance are people sharing half-truths and outright fucking lies and AI videos and shit like it's just wild. Half the time I jump back and forth between people can't be this goddamn stupid and well I guess if you repeat a lie enough and people hear it it's reasonable to believe that they're going to repeat it.
Has been in regular contact with Russian President Vladimir Putin since 2022. October 27th,
Elon Musk regularly talks to Vladimir Putin.
Musk speaks at the now infamous Trump rally at Madison Square Garden, a gathering characterized by racism, misogyny, and threats of violence.
USA! USA!
Musk has posted more than 3,000 times on X in the last month, including dozens of unfounded claims about the election, which have been viewed hundreds of...
I'm guessing this is 100% legal, right? They're in public, right? They're on public land, and they're just shooting a lot.
Millions of times. Apart from Trump himself, Musk is now the single biggest spreader of election disinformation. November 5th, Trump wins the presidential election. Elon Musk, a far-right conspiracy theorist, has succeeded in using his immense wealth to help swing the election in favor of a convicted felon.
We watched this one when it came out, and it's pretty good. Led by Donkeys, that's their YouTube channel. Led by Donkeys, you can go subscribe to it. I thought I was subscribed, I guess. Maybe it's on a different account. What else they got here? Yes, it's genocide. Nigel Farage loves open borders for the super rich. Stop fleecing Britain. Right to peaceful protests. Liz Truss, Trump, and the lettuce. What is this?
I support Trump and I want him to win. But it's what I was saying a bit about incumbents. I think the average American is not doing well, and people do vote on. I think it was Bill Clinton's advisor who said it's the economy's stupid. So I think that he will.
I understand people vote when they're not doing well, when they're not making a ton of money, when they feel like the country's and their lives and everything's falling apart. That's the way I fucking feel ever since the goddamn flood happened. Like everything's falling apart and shit. But they also don't look to their best interest. They don't understand what their best interest is.
On that. I've got latest Trump questions, by the way.
I crashed the economy.
No idea where that's come from.
Oh, she's done. I have no idea where that's come from. That is kind of funny. Okay. Let's see what this is. Podcast cringe. Let's watch this. I want to watch some Bert videos, or at least skip around a couple of them. But I want to start here. Joe Rogan's delusions are out of control. Let's see this.
Bert Kreischer.
Isn't that nuts?
That's so crazy.
Isn't that nuts? Yeah. It's literally a movie based on Bert. It really is.
Yeah.
Like they wrote a story about it for Rolling Stone magazine.
The original title was The Interruption.
It reminds me of me.
You guys know that Bert, the machine store or whatever, it's all fucking a lie, right? He's a comedian.
You guys have such good Bert.
Come on, guys. We're barely 30 seconds into this video, and Bert Kreischer's already catching strays. But seriously, can someone check in on Bert to make sure he's okay? You just know he's sitting at home watching this going red in the face.
Bert Kreischer's basically, if you don't know what's going on, Joe Rogan's basically kicked him out of the group. and they've replaced him. They're not doing this Sober October or whatever it was, right? That's done. Bert Kreischer's basically been kicked out of the group.
As his blood pressure goes through the roof.
There's got to be a clip out there if you're not interrupting. No. Look that up.
I'm not interrupting. I'm having a fucking conversation.
Okay.
That's how conversations work.
Believe it or not, Bert's actually...
He's no longer a cool kid.
...of this video. Yep, you heard me right. There will be a point in this video where you think to yourselves, you know what, even though Bert's a delusional, obese, alcoholic, bad father with zero self-awareness and shit for brains, you have to admit that he is, well, we'll get to that. Because in one of the few gifts of irony put forward by the universe, Bert Kreischer is the one person who actually proves Joe Rogan has been telling a big lie. It's like one of those massive math equations where there's all this shit on the board that only 5 people in the universe can understand, but
Shane Gillis basically replaced him.
Amidst the ugliness of it all, the solution that comes out of it is so eloquent and beautiful that it actually makes you think, if only Bert was here, you know, just to walk in and tell us all the machine story again. So stick around because...
I don't like Ari Shaffir either, and the fact that he drugged Bert one time and people just let that go, that's fucking wild, dude. You know he roofied Bert one time in front of his family and kids and shit.
I'm going to explain all of this in detail, and we'll also look at Bill Burr's comments about the LA wildfires, because he basically roasted people like Rogan who live their lives online and then pretend to be experts about shop.
I just want to say what this update was.
Less than 2 months after episode 13, yet still no Sober October. And we have Ari Shaffir to thank for that because his new Netflix comedy special, America's Sweetheart, dropped the same day they aired the podcast. I haven't seen it yet, but depending on how it goes, I might review it over on my Patreon, so check out the link in the description below if you're interested. And
I'm not a fan of Tom Segura. The way he talks about fucking regular people is just so disgusting, and Bert's in on that. Right.
True to form, this unnecessarily long episode of JRE was full of the same shit we've become accustomed to. Haters of this channel will tell you that it's just 4 comedians at the top of their games shooting the shit at the studio just like they would in the mothership green room. But the truth is more like Rogan trying to be funny with his buddies who are forced to laugh at his shitty impressions while their jokes go flying over his shiny head.
Doing a New York thing. I'm doing a New York thing that I'm doing to Jew.
But when they talk like this is a whiny liberal. It's f***ing climate change. Wake up. I went to John Gotti's turkey thing and they were out of turkeys by 12:30. 12:30. Where's my f***ing turkey, you dago bastard?
All right, get off the Jews at least. You're going with the
You son of a bitch.
So passionate. Think about
Where's
it.
my f***ing turkey? Without you, you gotta be careful about China. China wants to steal your data. We gotta get rid of the TikTok. The TikTok is stealing your data, Ari. What are you, some kind of communist? Ari, whose team are you on?
You know what team Ari's on.
Rogan just keeps going until he gets that laugh, huh?
And the episode...
It's rough.
He wins with sheer determination. But seriously, those fake laughs are fucking diabolical. It reminds me of those beauty pageants where the contestants have to answer tough questions.
I love, you know who I like seeing on Joe Rogan is Chris DiStefano or whatever. I don't think that Joe Rogan knows that he's being trolled by Chris. He has no idea. He's oblivious.
Questions about world peace and global politics, and everybody nods and smiles while they sit there waiting for the bikini segment to start. It's almost like these guys are just clocking in for a shift at the factory, except they get to drink beer and whiskey and smoke cigars around a table while they sniff each other's farts. I will say though, compared to the last Sober October crew episode from January last year, where they all dressed up in suits and sat around patting each other on the back while showing off their $100,000 watches, Protect Our Parks is a lot more relatable. And thank God for Mark Normand. That guy has some serious balls on him. I feel like I say this every time I cover an episode of Protect Our Parks. At some point, someone's got to sit him down and explain to him that Joe Rogan is a tall and funny comedian with violent DNA in his blood.
I was sick on stage one time, and I was doing a show, and it was coming up, and I had to swallow it.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was like, oh, no. Because I knew I really should be at home in bed, but I, was already out.
Well, were you listening to your act?
I did the second.
Oh.
I did the second set, and I was like, oh, my God, I'm going to puke.
You tried to save me from Joey Rogies, but there's nothing
I didn't even notice I was up there. It was like a chihuahua.
He's a problem, dude.
Yeah, you got some real beef on you.
Well, that was a moment where I had to show Shane what the f*** is up.
Whoa! Yeah, there was some alpha going on.
You got a little crazy with the football stuff.
Yeah, but there was no... I was 100% aware of what was going to happen.
You thought you could take him? Yeah, for a second. You're like, I got this guy. He's 4'8".
Hold on a second. We've had this conversation, I think, every Protect Our Parks.
There are 2 things we know Rogan doesn't want to hear. The first is he's a fucking hack comedian, and the second one is how short he is. Now, I'm going to prove to you guys that Rogan's funny in a second, but I can also prove that he is not short. This is a photo of Joe standing next to one of his master oligarchs. Zuck is listed at 5'7", whereas Rogan is listed at 5'8". So clearly you can see... oh, shit, hang on. All right.
5'7", 5'8".
Fuck this up. Let's move on to Joe Rogan being funny.
Well, it's also about ratings, right? So with CNN, you got to.
Yeah, but it's not, because I don't think about ratings.
No, you don't. I'm saying,
but that's why I have them. Like, if you sit around thinking about the ratings, do you think you would be on?
No. What do you mean?
You'd be on this show right now.
I was like saying things. Yeah, how'd that come across? Let me do that again.
You didn't even get it. You didn't even catch it.
Oh, you Oh, wait a minute. Hey, you motherfucker.
The one time Joe says something that's actually funny and Brian Callen doesn't get the joke.
I think people think that Zuckerberg is tall because his wife's really short. Because like when he holds his wife, like he's much taller than she is.
Seriously, what are we doing here, B? By the way, on the topic of Brian Callen, has somebody checked in on our boy Brendan Schaub? Brian did a few nights at the Mothership last week, which were all sold out, and he actually taped it for his...
Brendan Schaub is the biggest fucking... I've done shows on him. He's the biggest fucking law cow in the world. Tries suing people and shit. He doesn't even understand that he's just fucking dumb. It's like if you gave a toddler a podcast.
Upcoming special. For those of you who don't know, Bupper's actually banned from Rogan's Club for obvious reasons, which led to his untimely retirement from comedy around this time last year. So you can understand why Brian's recent success might tip him over the edge. The last I heard was that Brian's comedy career drives him nuts, so he can't be in a good state at the moment. I'm sure he'll be salty as fuck on the Fight Companion this weekend, so stay tuned for that. And speaking of the comedy mothership, even though Rogan's stand-up comedy is nothing more than a shitty Sam Kinison impression, his true talents lie in his ability to use money he earned from his podcast to build himself a comedy club. You may recall a video I made not too long ago about Joe Rogan and Burt Kreischer being the kings of comedy, where I compared Burt's fully loaded festival tours with Rogan's new comedy club. Well, the whole idea of festivals exploiting comedians came up in this episode of Protect Our Parks, and Ari explained how Burt got the idea to start his festivals in the first place.
You know, we were talking about the other day. We were talking about festivals. Yeah. You know, these festivals, they'll sell tickets for a giant arena, and they'll take a giant chunk of all the money, and they have all these comics up, but everybody's there to see the comics. Yeah. But you are making up. Well, we have employees. Right. Why do you have employees? Like, what is this? Like, what is your business? Your business is like selling other people's art at a cut rate because you get them all together because they're all here.
Because somebody has to put the festival on. Of course, they have employees. What do you mean?
Led to Burt's tour.
Right.
Burt's like fun festival tour. Because I'll just run it myself then. Catch you guys out.
Okay, so here's the thing, and you might have to stick with me for...
All right, we don't have to watch all this. It's a little long. But here's the comedian that's always trolling Rogan, and I don't think Rogan knows. Like, the jokes just completely miss him because, again, he's been hit in the head too many times.
And the episode with Joe Rogan is up right now. And honestly, dude, the Joe Rogan episode, I'm going to be fully 100% honest with you. Me and Giannis bombed. Okay? I mean,
But this is his kind of skit, right? Like he's saying jokes that are out there that's his thing, right? That other people don't get. Oh, thank you. Hey, well, family, love from stormy Northern Ireland. Thank you. Stormy Northern Ireland. It's cold as fuck here, but finally, even the shit pop froze, dude. I had to thaw it out today. I had to unpack it, take the bottom off the camper because we got like a northern winter package or whatever on our camper. Take the fucking insulation out, shit, find it. Even the shit pop froze. But I hit it with some heat, and it finally, just the gate valve on it was frozen solid. Finally got it undone. It was a fucking mess, dude. But luckily, we're going to be up in the 40s and 50s into next week, so thank God.
we were taking the big swigs and we were bombing. We are back.
Baby, I'm a baby. It's all about me. Everybody else sucks.
Joe Rogan's not funny, guys. Joe Rogan's not funny, but he'll keep doing a bit until everybody laughs.
Can I take a peek?
Hey,
Yeah.
Come take a sniff.
Take a smell. Yeah, you want me to go on the other side?
Come take a sniff.
Look at this. The weird self-deprecation stuff.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's right. Get in there.
Yeah.
Wow. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Squatch is legit.
If 2024 was the year of allegations and class warfare, then 2025 is the year of humiliation rituals. We're barely 5 minutes into the new year, and Joe Rogan is setting the standard for the top 250 comedy assassins. If you want to keep your seat at the table, sniffing Joe Rogan's farts is no longer going to cut it. You've got to sniff his armpits. And so our boy Chrissy D found himself in the hot seat for the 4th time since his initiation back in 2022. Except this time he went on with his buddy Yanis Pappas, who's made 5 previous appearances, to promote their podcast History Hyenas, which they relaunched around 2 months ago. But for those of you who don't know Chrissy D, he can be a bit of a nervous wreck at the best of times, even when he first came across this channel.
Oh, wow, there's a whole site called Podcast Cringe?
Yeah, I subscribe to them.
Yeah, no, this guy rules. He's a great channel. He like covers pretty much all the content.
And what does he do?
These are probably your friends, so you could cut out whatever if I trash any of your friends.
No, you can trash.
Andrew Schultz, he put out a special and he sold it for the first 2 weeks, and he told his fans it'll never come out publicly, and then he just dropped it publicly, so he made millions of dollars off fans, and then just gave it out to everyone for free. So there was a good episode about that. Joe Rogan's in everyone because he put all these guys on, and it's like all of them go on the show. And
so it's better if you're not on this. It's better.
So Podcast Cringe, the channel we're watching right now, literally just follows this Joe Rogan group of people.
You're not a part of
I
this.
don't want to be honest.
Okay.
So this is only the second video on this channel that Chris has appeared on. The first was when I covered his appearance on Jake Paul's podcast, and Chris just gave him shit the whole time, which was top tier level trolling. And this seems to be the trend with him. He goes on podcasts and just talks absolute trash, very similar to Theo Von and Tim Dillon, except with
He just talks shit to people, but it's in a way that it's in this weird way where you can't be like, you don't even think he's talking shit about you. You just have to watch him.
Chris. It's difficult to tell when he's being serious compared to those other guys. I think a lot of that comes from anxiety, though, which he's openly talked about himself. He gets nervous and ends up running his mouth. At times, it almost looks as if he has no control over what he's saying. The words are just coming out.
We're taking shots at The Rock, dude.
You think you get
The Rock up, dude. I'm sick of him.
Wait, why are you sick of him?
Well, it started a long time ago, but I was hungover one day, waking up in a hotel, and I just, looked at Instagram. Yeah. It's just The Rock. He's like disrupting in my iron paradise. I was like, this guy. I was just like, shut the up. Good God.
Yeah.
And then he posts like cheat day videos.
Yeah, and it's like,
I earned this, and he just eats cookies and shit. It's like, dude, do Fast and Furious movies at the WWF.
Shut up.
Relax on yourself.
He definitely comes off as a dude who just goes with the flow, and so on his latest appearance on JRE, everyone was in fine form.
Right, here we go.
Jokes left, right, and center, while Chrissy and Giannis were trying their hardest to crack the code and make him laugh.
We were bombing, and it got to the point where we had so many jokes that missed that we were starting to just do it for each other. And every time one of us, like Giannis made a Wegovy joke, Giannis goes, yeah, I think for Christmas this year I'm gonna put Wegovy in all my family stockings. And I was like, and Joe was like, why would you do that? And just stared at the both of us, and I was kicking him under the table. I was like, ah.
I'm actually giving for Christmas a few of my friends Wegovy.
Yeah, for real?
Yeah. No, I mean I'm joking, but
yeah.
It was a nice pop.
Yeah,
at least we're not talking about grizzly bears. We're talking about grizzly bears. They don't really bomb it.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this.
And then, dude, I had a couple of ones that bombed hard. I did.
So if you don't know the meme about Joe Rogan, is when he just like reverts to like grizzly bears. Like, have you ever seen what a bear could do and a bear clawed a bear? That's because the guest is fucking bombing and he just goes to something he wants to talk about, which is grizzly bears, always.
I did this one where I just started ripping a Korean accent, and it was an awful Korean accent. Giannis was laughing, and Joe was just looking at me smoking a cigar. Just watch. I felt like I was doing a Korean accent in front of like my high school principal. I was just absolutely bombing.
I can't believe Giannis actually said that to Rogan's face. That's some serious balls right there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a theory that whenever Rogan's getting bored of his guests or they're bombing, or he just doesn't give a fuck about whatever they have to say, he'll start talking about grizzly bears and tell Jamie to pull up videos so he can fill the episode.
Thank you for the 100 bits. I appreciate it.
And pass the time to hit that 3-hour mark. But I don't think I've ever seen anyone actually say it to Joe's face on the podcast. And Chris even took it a step further towards eating.
Oh, let's go.
Would you rather
and leaned into it?
If you were going to get eaten by, would you rather it be an animal or a human?
Yeah,
you have to get eaten.
An animal.
You don't want a cannibal.
Yeah, I don't want some guy knowing he's eating me.
Yeah, you don't want him to have that
That's
power.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Alligator. Crocodile.
Quick. It would be quick. What a hippo.
Just
Hippo
snap you in half. You'd be dead in seconds.
They drown you, right?
Yeah, they just rip you apart.
But let's go back to the beginning of the podcast. Because just before the armpit
This is funny.
ritual, Rogan initiated Chrissy D into manhood.
He pretends he can't smoke a cigar.
Teaching him how to smoke a cigar. The only thing funnier than seeing Rogan constantly bomb in ordinary conversation with comedians is how he acts like a real tough guy with violence in his DNA. For a guy who stands at 5'3" on a good day, it makes it hard to take him seriously when he acts like the big guy on campus.
Are we up? This is Chris Stefano's very first time ever.
Okay.
Lighting and smoking a cigar. How old are you?
40.
How have you managed to get this far with no cigars?
I don't know how to do any like really guy shit like that. Like I don't know how to play pool, cigars. I don't really know how to do that, but I do know every state capital.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Is this the right way?
Yeah. Lower your hand.
I do know every state capital.
Yeah. Are you doing this on purpose?
I swear on my kids, I've never done this.
No, I mean the way you're being recorded. Like get the fire on the.
There we go. Right up there.
Get it on there. All right, you're good. Just start pulling. No, you're not good. How did you that up?
What am I supposed to do? Smoke it?
You got to inhale while you are lighting it. You just kind of take a deep fun with it. Breathe in while you're doing that. Jesus Christ. I don't know. How do you get to be 40 and never have a cigar?
Well, now he's a man. Now you're a man.
So what do I do now?
You puff on it?
It's not even lit. How do you that up? You just tried to light it for 5 minutes. There you go. Take some little puffs. Couple puffs.
Yeah.
Puff.
He's gonna light the whole
thing. There you go. Puff. Keep puffing. Keep it lit. You want to keep it lit?
If he would have accidentally lit the foam on that SM7B on fire, god damn.
There we go. You know what
How
do you get to be 40? No cigars.
I think because my dad never really smoked.
Don't cry. Don't start crying.
No, it's in the back of my throat. My dad never really smoked, and I never really did any like man kind of stuff like this. And I was with my mom mostly, and she was more,
you said that.
I know. Well, since I got a cigar in the back of my throat.
So the first 30 minutes of the episode was Chrissy leaning into not being a real man and playing along with Joe's humiliation rituals. Shortly after the cigar bullying, Rogan made them all sniff his armpits, and the best part for me was how he only grew a few inches from sitting to standing. No wonder he rarely leaves the studio. But if you've seen Chris in previous interviews and podcasts, and even his stand-up comedy, he talks a lot about his father and how tough he was on him. He hints that his dad was involved in organized crime and tells stories about all the
his dad was a mafia guy. Like he's not. None of this is true.
Shit he used to get up to. He's even spoken openly about how he used to get hit when he messed up, and so he was clearly trolling Rogan by pretending he was more in touch with his feminine side and how he's not a real man like Joe is. And as you've probably already guessed it, Rogan ate it up and took him on face value, even though it was so obvious that Chrissy was just talking trash. And this is what I love about comedians like Chrissy D. He tests the waters to see how far he can push the room with his bullshit, and then he slowly keeps edging that boundary out further and further.
There's certain faces that are easier to hurt.
Yeah, right. And he's got a good jaw.
But there's arguments against that. Like some guys have small jaws, and somehow or another they take great punches.
I'm scared to sleep with the lights off, so I think if I got hit,
you look like you take a good shot.
I'm scared to sleep with the lights off.
The structure's good.
Yeah. What my defense is, not against guys like you, if you don't know me, my defense is I look like I can take a punch.
Like you could be a complete psychopath.
And I don't know any.
Like if I could teach you how to really find your inner psycho, you'd scare the fuck out of
First, you gotta teach me how to light a cigar. I don't even know how to do that.
There's something dead behind your eyes that's very troubling if you were angry.
When I get really angry, like you'll punch a wall or you'll do man shit, I cry. I really, there's been many times.
When I get really angry, I just start crying.
I've gotten so mad that I just start to tear up and cry. I cried in front of Giannis before.
When you get angry?
When I get angry, I just start to cry. So there's some wires crossed somewhere in me, but we've kind of accepted. That's why I think our friendship has blossomed to the way it is, because we both understand that we just have a little bit more estrogen than most guys, and that's okay.
We got nicked for sure. I mean,
nicked by
some
the
people
gay
get fully clipped. I think we got
Joe
nicked.
didn't get it at all. Very usually hard to be funny and not a little bit of a fun guy. You're a very manly guy that can be funny. That's a rarity, babe.
Yeah.
Well, most guys that if you like hang around boxing gyms or if you hang around a lot of cops or if you hang around soldiers, they're funny, man.
We always say that, like, if we were like back in history, like 200 years ago, whatever, we'd be the guys in the war. We'd either be hitting the drums or we would just be keeping the troops loose, laughing with the troops, because we're not the kind of guy. We think we have value as men to other warrior men like yourself, but we're not going to do the fighting.
Warrior men like yourself.
But we will do the cooking, the cleaning, and the laughing.
But it's
I will
also
offer my nuts up to be a eunuch to watch the harem.
it's also the experiences that you've had in your life that make you who you are right now.
Fuck me dead, Joe. Loosen up, mate. Have a laugh.
Joe, he doesn't get any of this. None of it. The experiences you have in your life are what make you a warrior. You guys ever seen a grizzly bear attack?
Jesus, bro just said he'd give up his nutsack to watch over the women. As usual, though, things got worse, because if it's not bad enough that Rogan misses 95% of the banter that fills his studio, he insists on reminding everyone how important it is for him to talk shit with comics. This will forever make me cringe. Listening to Joe waxing lyrical about how funny his buddies are and how he couldn't live without them has to be one of the most ironic topics of conversation on his podcasts. The only thing that comes close was how he explained to all of us how dialed in he was in preparation for his comedy special Burn the Boats last year. It took him 6 years to trim the fat and tighten it up into a lean 1 hour set of straight up bangers. By the time he walked out on stage in his dad's shirt, he was basically a SEAL team sniper, dropping members of the audience one by one with every punchline.
So dialed in.
He told us for the 587th time about how much he needs to talk shit with other comics to soothe his comedy brain. Giannis and Chrissy actually pulled him up on something. It was so refreshing to finally have someone not just sit there and say, yeah, wow, totally, and actually point out that what he was saying didn't actually make sense. And it caught Joe off guard because he didn't really know how to respond.
Did you know how much we would be loving this if it never happened? Like if you never got to be around friends and just shoot the shit and smoke a cigar and laugh and crack up and talk about nonsense. Like comics are the best friends. They're the best friends to have because you could be open with them. They talk crazy. They say wild shit. You laugh together, feed off of each other. They're the best friends. If you didn't have any comics for friends, there's a lot of fucking sad people out there.
Yeah.
So if you're not sad,
You say comics aren't sad?
Oh yeah, some comics are. Some comics are sad.
Tears of a Clown.
Yeah, that's a little exaggerated. Like comics are some awful narcissists. When you know when you really see that when
Tears of a Clown.
comics that are doing better than them. Yeah, it's only comics that are doing better than them. So what's happening? Comparison, the thief of joy. So there's this feeling like, what about me? Be honest. Why is he fucking history hyenas? I'll give a
This is the worst joke. I'm going to slow it down in real speed so you can see. This is the worst joke, and he won't stop until they laugh. He won't stop until they fucking laugh.
better than them. So what's happening? Comparison, the thief of joy. And so there's this feeling like, what about me? Be honest. Why is he fucking history hyenas? I don't give a fuck if they're back. Fuck off.
Yeah. We are back.
Baby, I'm a baby. It's all about me. Everybody else sucks.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
True.
Oh, man.
The comedian Joe Rogan.
And that is classic Rogan. Just keep going until they fucking laugh. At first they were like, what's Joe doing? And then they quickly realized he was trying to be funny, so they dialed in their fake laugh. It was either that or be forced to take another whiff of his armpits. By the way, did you guys know that Rogan keeps Andrew Dice Clay's cigarette butts in the ashtray and refuses to throw them out? Between Joe and Tony Hinchcliffe, they're single-handedly keeping Dice's career alive. And it sounds like Rogan's trying to keep his DNA alive too.
Yeah. Am I supposed to just keep holding the cigar? You guys put it down.
No, you put it down every now and then.
So I just put it down and now
Don't do it on paper.
Sorry about that.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
set the paper. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So all right.
Those are Dice's cigarettes in there, so don't take the cigarettes out. Take the ashtray.
Oh, sorry.
I'm handing you
what to do. This is fun though.
Why do you want to keep Dice's cigarettes in there?
Because they're Dice's.
What are we doing here, B? I'm telling you, there are some weird-ass
He won't throw away Andrew Dice Clay's cigarette butts.
humiliation rituals going on in that studio. I can only imagine what goes on in the comedy mothership green room. As for our boy Chrissy D, though, no matter how hard he tried, he just could not catch a break with Rogan. Even when he directed his talents at Jamie, it was a swing and a miss. And like I said in my previous video, mark my words, guys, this year we're going to see an episode of JR
Chrissy D's really funny,
where Rogan sits there and has an entire conversation with ChatGPT.
See how much stronger ChatGPT 5 is supposed to be than I think Sam Altman was saying, like, just magnitude.
No, but I still think it's theoretical because they're still going to move on to 4.5.
Yeah, that's not what I asked.
I know,
but just Google how much stronger.
Jamie just looks good in headphones.
Yeah. Jamie was.
He's got a good headphone head.
Yeah.
Well, he's had a headphone on for a long ass time.
You can't paint the picture Jamie without those headphones on. Look good, dude. Damn, I walked Carl. Carl, pissed.
When
she calls asleep.
You don't get an answer when you
it doesn't say it.
So while Rogan's hanging out for ChatGPT version 5, we're all hanging out for another year of LOLCOW podcasts. I'm declaring it right here in my first video for 2025. This will be the year of the LOLCOW. If you missed the poll that I put up the other day, it's safe to declare Bert Kreischer the winner for 2024. So it's going to be interesting to see if he takes the crown for another year running or if another fallen assassin takes his place. We're expecting the final decision in Brendan Schaub's LOL suit appeal sometime soon as he manages to successfully draw it out into...
All right, let's go check out on Bert. Bert's been struggling to stream, I guess. Somebody tag me in a bunch of posts, send me shit. He's been struggling to get his show running, okay? It's been rough out here for Bert. God, we haven't covered him forever. How many times did he go live? That was the inauguration. He did the inauguration 5 days ago before that, 6 days ago. Jesus, Bert. Bert's been busy, guys.
The power of Christ compels you to give little Bert a little kiss.
Right on the head, baby. Let's start with the most recent one, 2 hours ago.
Follow me.
Oh, God. Was that an owl? What the fuck was that? Oh, it's Shadow.
Doors or anything.
Bert has released Shadow merch. Bert has released Shadow merch. The cat that he's makes sexual advances against. Shadow merch.
All right. I'll be the one to know why you can't tell.
Outside, so tonight I put on a jacket. Not that I'm outdoors or anything. And welcome to the Bert Lynch Show. I hope everybody's in a good mood.
It's cold outside, so you put a jacket on in the studio?
It's Thursday night, the 23rd of January. And by gosh, it's a little cold outside, so tonight I put on a jacket. Not that I'm outdoors or anything, but...
Thanks for clearing that up.
Working on trying to get everything going with a kitty in my arms, which always makes it a little harder. He's been pretty much just chilling out all day. When I went to get him up to come here, he said, "Man, why are you getting me out of bed, huh? Why are you doing that? Why don't you leave me alone, dude?" There he is. You want to say hi to folks? Can you get up here so people can see you? There we go. We'll wait for some people.
Who doesn't want Shadow merch? Look, I've got a Shadow. You want to talk about Shadow merch? Get up here so everybody can see you. Get up here so people can see you. You guys hear that? It's a real Shadow.
Get in the chat room. Let's make sure that I've got you guys. I'm pretty sure we're live. We had technical problems last night. I repaired them. So let's see if we get anybody saying hello in the chat room.
If he made single socks, singlets.
Got a lot of stuff.
By the way, anytime you see a number of views or viewers on Bert's show, the deep state's keeping him down, so you have to multiply that by 10. Unless it's a really bad night, then you multiply it by 100.
To report on some great news. Right now I only see a total of about 8 people. I left. We got in started early, a little bit early tonight. I did that on purpose to try to see if we could build a crowd.
This guy is an insane grifter. So he wrote a patriotic song like 30 years ago. Thinks it's the best song in the world. He is a Las Vegas like dive bar singer. He did end up with cancer, so that's horrible, like throat cancer or something. And because he wasn't insured, the state of Nevada paid for his entire surgery. But then he came back after his surgery and started peddling this patriotic song when QAnon was picking up. He started peddling it to all these influencers. These influencers got together and put him a GoFundMe together. When he got this GoFundMe money, he says he couldn't work because COVID and he's a lounge singer. So he started podcasting, thinking he was going to be the next big podcaster. He's never had any fans or a big following or anything like that. But the people he does have, he convinced them that he was going to be on this brand new network, SNTV, that was just for Christian nationalist podcasters, and that they already had a plan, a station. He had to build a studio, and he was going to be making $20,000 to $30,000 per episode. And he's taken over $500,000 in investors. And the GoFundMe on top of that, right? And there was no show. There was no studio. There was no advertiser. There was nothing. He took all this money and built this amazing studio out and didn't pay his rent and got kicked out of his fucking house. So now he just comes on here. His slogan is, "I watch the news so you don't have to." He peddles a bunch of Trump conspiracy theories and begs people to send him money. He'll literally say like, "Well, the lights are going to get cut off. We've only got 2 days left." If you've ever seen a clip of me, I know people clipped it where I'm like, the lights are going to, we got to pay the light bill. The lights are going to get cut off. I need at least 10 donations before I continue the show. I'm making fun of him, right? And it's because he'll literally come out and be like, all my stuff's getting thrown out of storage, and I got to get my stuff from the pawn shop by Friday. So you guys need to donate $200. It's not enough that you just watch. Then he goes into people's inboxes, like a lady that was on fixed income, received food stamps, and pesters them to donate. Can't you donate $1? Can't you donate $5? He accused one lady because she only got a certain amount of food stamps a month. You must make a bunch of money. That's why you don't get the full amount of food stamps. I think you could send me some of it. Like, he bullies people in their private messages to send him money. Like, he's this horrible scammer, right? He just doesn't want to get a fucking job. That's the point. He doesn't want to get a fucking job.
Well, I hope that some of you who saw it on Facebook, good evening, Bert and Shadow, you're live, and it sounds good. Thank you. So, what do you think, buddy? What do you think of this?
Yes. Endless, kind of going out of cell tactic, right? He's always on the verge of repossession. It's never his fault. Somebody did something to him. Somebody took something from him. Somebody's destroying him. The deep state or me or somebody's trying to kill him. He claims that the investors that invested in his business opportunity for his show, where they were supposed to be making money within a couple months, and he promised them that the advertisers are going to pay him $20,000 to $30,000 per episode for his podcast that only draws like 20 people. When they started getting upset, like, where's my money at? Like, it's time for you to start paying some back. He accused them of falling in love with him and wanting to sleep with him, but he's celibate. So that's the reason they're so salty.
Huh? What do you think? We okay? You're looking pretty satisfied.
No Social Security because he never worked a real job. That's right. He never paid any in. So he can't get Social Security. He's a horrible, horrible, horrible grifter. And his song, hold on. This is the song that he wants people to send to Trump, so Trump can pay him to play this song in the at all his rallies and shit. He literally spent years trying to get people to send this song to Trump. Yeah, that's what we think. He claims he doesn't drink, but we've literally seen him drink and claims and talk about getting drunk and blah, blah, blah. So now he claims he doesn't gamble, but we really think he has a gambling problem. How do you receive over $500,000 in funding and don't pay your rent for your house and studio? To the point where he was 4 months behind and got evicted. He claims he invested all this money in the studio and the landlord wouldn't work with him. He was 4 months behind.
We take the tired, we take the poor, but abusing old glory.
In Vegas. He lives in Vegas.
We won't take any more.
And his family has asked him to move back to Florida, where he's from. His family multiple times, we'll put you up, we'll help you get back on your feet. He can't, because my work is in Vegas. But he hasn't done his work in years. No one will hire him to be a lounge singer in probably coming up on 8 or 10 years. So now he's a roadie and sets up tables and chairs for someone else's act and gets paid fucking minimum wage. And he only does that a couple nights a week. But he refuses to move back home. His work's in Vegas.
Tattered and torn.
That's the best CGI I've seen in years. Look at that.
Soaked and worn. Ain't never seen that old. But it looks like it's been through a war. Raise up, oh boy.
It's just that it's almost like a church hymnal, right? It's not a great song.
Take pride in your country.
There's some good patriotic songs. It's just not this.
To your grave. Stand up, America. I'm talking to you.
Anyways, back to Bert.
Filled up a little bit. Got a lot of things to talk about.
See what he's got to talk
Sorry
about.
Last night, I tried. There was an audio issue.
Oh, he couldn't stream last night. Uh-oh.
Because of a upgrade, the update on Windows 10. Or not, Windows 11? Windows 10. Windows 10. This one has Windows 10. A mandatory update, and it kicked in right as I was about to go live. And then it changed some settings that I couldn't see. You went down.
I don't think people go much to lounges anymore. I think that's part of his failing business model, right? Is he doesn't even sing his own music at these lounge shows. He's an impersonator. Like, he does impressions of like Elvis and Johnny Cash and shit. He didn't even get paid to sing his own music. He would just play like the fucking hits of so-and-so.
Already? Really? All right, here you go. Yeah.
Dude, Billy Ray Cyrus was fucking tweaked out or some shit.
So I see Ann Gallagher in the room. Thank you for being here, Ann.
Ann's his sugar mama.
Got some of my Arizona green tea tonight. I think Shadow was a little uncomfortable because Daddy's wearing different clothes tonight. What you got on, man? You don't look like you. But we may or may not, depending on these lights, we may not keep this jacket on. We'll have to see how it goes.
Let's get it.
So far, I see about 18 people in the room, and I've only seen one comment so far. So come on in the room, everybody.
Yeah, it's a failing business model.
Check this out for me.
Get a bump of that cocaine, yeah.
Allergies.
So if you go to his website, what is it? Is it Burt Lynch? I guess it's just burtlynch.com, right? Oh, that's not .com. burtlynch.com. He always talks about his logo, and his logo is literally him if he was an Asian cartoon. Like, it's the worst drawing I've ever seen of him. So basically, he wants you to donate up to $500 for this podcast logo. It says almost gone. But you don't actually receive anything. It's just Asian Burt, and you can send $500 for it. Donny Osmond, a lot of people say. I'm not sure what he's going with here, but that is Asian. He's even got like Bugs Bunny teeth. I don't know what the fuck this is, but this is his logo. He loves it.
So we've only got one comment in the room so far. I'm not sure exactly why that is.
No, it's not anything. It's not. He just keeps saying you can go to my shop and buy logos, but you don't actually receive anything. It's just, I don't know why he just doesn't say make a donation. I guess because it sounds better, maybe.
But I'm going to go ahead and just kind of give you a synopsis of some of the things I was going to show yesterday. I'm still going to show some of them today. And then I added a bunch of new stuff because, Donald Trump's been in office for 4 days, which is the equivalent of a year for a Democrat. So a lot has been done. Donald Trump is going to North Carolina tomorrow, as well as California. So he's obviously going to travel to North Carolina first and then leave there and spend 4 hours in the air, 3.5 probably, and go to California. Still no word as to whether or not he's going to meet with the governor there.
How do you have any fucking idea what's going on with the Obamas?
Gavin Newsom has kind of disappeared. He's term limited out, and he's embarrassed by what's happened. And I don't think he really wants to be seen anymore. He knows he's ruined his brand. But this report that I got, and I hope that it's true, I tried to look it up, and the problem is when these reports come out, sometimes the internet news doesn't catch up with it for a few hours. But FEMA, from what I've heard, FEMA has been directed back to North Carolina with $2 billion in emergency funds that they transferred from the programs that funded.
Yeah, rumors. I mean, there's rumors about everything.
Welfare for the illegals, because they're not going to need it anymore. And of course, we all know, and I'm going to cover that tonight. I've got video to go with it.
All the welfare for the illegals. Show me some numbers on that. How much welfare you think they're getting if they're illegal?
That ICE has launched a mass deportation like they promised they would. Over 400 criminals have been arrested already. And Pam Bondi has said that the states that resist ICE, those authorities.
I'm gonna be honest. If I was on vacation in Hawaii, I wouldn't go to fucking Jimmy Carter's funeral either.
Will be arrested for enabling criminal activity. I mean, it's just basically arrested for. Pam Bondi has said that the states that resist ICE, those authorities will be arrested for enabling criminal activity. I mean, it's just
the border czar, Tom, whatever his name is, he threatened to arrest, I guess, the mayor of Denver.
Basically, you're interfering with law enforcement. So if that's the case, she said they're going to prosecute them, which I think is good, and I'm glad to hear that. I also see today that Donald Trump, and I've got video of this, we're going to cover it again. I'm just letting everybody get in the room. And so we've got video footage that we'll share with you in a little while.
I don't think our minimum wage should be what it is right now. It's been forever since it was fucking changed to $7.25.
But Donald Trump has signed an executive order to release all of the John F. Kennedy assassination tapes and all the information that went along with it, and including Martin Luther King assassination and the RFK.
Holman, thank you.
When I've got video that I'll show you in a little while of him signing that executive order. And Trump told the globalists today at the World Economic Forum, right to their face, that he has frozen foreign aid, is ending climate change policies known as the Green New Deal, which he called the Green New Scam, right to their face. And he withdrew from the Paris Climate Accords on the first day that he was in and ended the EV mandates, as you probably already know. And he says he's going to rush to get fossil fuels from America. So it's all going to be about drill, baby, drill. That's what's coming. And I think that's incredibly...
and none of that's true, right?
Important for us all to know about because...
Dude, the only countries in the fucking world that are not in the Paris Climate Agreement Accords are fucking Iran, Libya, and Yemen, and now the U.S.
He said these were the things he was going to do on the first day, and he's doing it. I still got nobody in the chat room. I'm wondering if anybody can chat, if there's still a problem. Perhaps I've still got a problem with Rumble. I don't know.
The federal is 725.
Let me, because I've done a lot of work.
Tennessee just does the federal. We don't have a state one, so it's 725.
To be on Rumble just so you guys can chat. And if it's going to be a thing where nobody wants to chat, then I could do a lot of different platforms and not have to deal with a lot of the hassles. All right, I put that in the chat room, so it must be working.
Ooh.
I'm not sure where everybody is tonight.
Nobody in chat? It's because you basically have nobody that watches you, Bert.
But perhaps because I started at 6 instead of 6:30, that could have something to do with it. I try to be consistent, but lately I've had to go at 6:30 just because there's only one of me and I can never get all the things done that need to be done before showtime. So I do see we got about 28 people, and that's where it seems to have stopped. So I guess we will get to the first clip because I have several to show you tonight.
Well, I think the way my understanding is if the president felt like he was required to go, if his wife didn't want to go, I go to shit all the time that I feel like I should go to, but Mariah didn't want to go to.
And I'm hoping that maybe the folks that are out there that haven't chimed in yet will show up. Let me just make sure that we're all good. And there's Ann Galler again. Come on, Chad. Don't be shy. I'm serious, girl. What's going on? I mean, really. Kind of silly. All right, first thing I want to show you is Hetzeg.
There's people that watch this show that he fucking fleeced. Dude, he got so mad one time at a guy that he made this 20-minute rant. This guy's name's Bo Sweeney. And the guy was trying to donate to him, but he doesn't use like fucking PayPal and Venmo and all that shit, right? So the guy was trying to donate to him and trying to figure it out. And he couldn't. He was just trying to figure out how to send him cash or send him a check or something. And Bert was freaking out because he needed gambling money that night. And then he found out, like, he's like, this guy's just stringing me along. He's not going to donate. He doesn't want to donate. I'm Bo Sweeney. And he found out that Bo Sweeney one time won the lottery for like not millions of dollars, like thousands of dollars, right? And he's like, I can't believe this guy sat around and win the lottery and won't even send me any money. Like, it was insane.
Headset. We got to learn how to say that guy's name. A test. There's Cran. Hello there. Now they're coming in.
Full meltdown.
Good. Thank you very much. So today, Hegseth passed the test in the Senate. He was not approved. A lot of people posted that he was approved. No, that's going to happen. They had said it wasn't going to happen until next week, but now it's been moved up to tomorrow. So they're thinking that they might get him approved by tomorrow evening. So let's go ahead and check out this report from ABC News. They're not impartial, but it was one of the better clips because it kind of explains what's going on, even from the mindset of a bunch of libtards. So let's do that.
Hegseth today cleared a key test vote in the Senate. He is Donald Trump's choice to become the next defense secretary, and he cleared this vote. This procedural vote tally was 51-49. Two Republicans broke ranks with President Trump to vote against Hegseth. Those Republicans are Senators Lisa Murkowski of Alaska and Susan Collins of Maine. President Trump spoke on the phone just a little while ago while signing the series.
We won't forget who you are, ladies.
Mr. President, Senators Collins and Murkowski have now said they will vote against Pete Hegseth. Are you worried about his confirmation? Your reaction?
And no surprises, thanks. Too bad. It's just the way it is. Too bad.
And they won't get any help from
Hegseth can only afford to lose 3 Republican votes. That's the margin in the Senate, plus Vice President J.D. Vance, to get confirmed. So Jay O'Brien, he does the math. He knows the story. He's on the Hill with more. Jay, Murkowski and Collins, they don't like Hegseth. What do they say about it? And are those the only 2 votes out there?
Well, Murkowski and Collins both issued these lengthy statements, Terry, where they ticked through their...
I think just recently, one of Hegseth's ex-wife's sister-in-law came forward and was like, hey, like he was abusive to my sister. And she even had a safe word that she could call us and say this safe word over the phone, and we knew that he was drunk and abusive and come pick her up without getting her in more trouble. And she had to use that safe word once.
Problems with Pete Hegseth. They say he doesn't have the requisite experience to lead the Department of Defense. They're saying
he doesn't wear a dress.
They talked about previous comments Pete Hegseth has made where he said that he didn't support women serving in combat. He since walked those back and said he's not going to reverse the Pentagon's policy on women and roles in the military. Murkowski and Collins said a version of this as well, said that she was given pause by allegations of sexual assault against Hegseth, which Hegseth denies. Allegations that Hegseth mismanaged 2 veterans charities. We're also now confirming reporting that was first broken by the Associated Press. Our Capitol Hill team has that Hegseth acknowledged to a senator in a questionnaire, Senator Elizabeth Warren, that he paid $50,000 to the woman who accused him of sexual assault in California. He said that's not an acknowledgement of wrongdoing, just an acknowledgement of trying to make that story in a sense go away. Again, Hegseth has denied any wrongdoing. He's pointed to the fact that no criminal charges were brought. But this was a key test vote today to see if enough Republicans opposed Hegseth's nomination and could have tanked it. But we only got those 2. A third, even if they had joined their ranks, and Hegseth would still have been on track to be confirmed. It's 4 Republican senators that would have doomed Hegseth. We've still got our eyes on a few more, like Mitch McConnell, who said he would vote for this test vote, but unclear if he's going to actually vote come that final vote on Hegseth tomorrow. Tom Tillis is another who said he's doing his due diligence on Pete Hegseth. I asked Josh Hawley, a Republican senator who's firmly in Hegseth's column, what does he say to those of his colleagues who are waffling on Pete Hegseth or just outright no's at this hour? Here's what he said. What would you say to some of your colleagues who have deep concerns about Pete Hegseth?
No, vote however you want to vote. But listen, I think he's a very capable individual. I sat down with him. He went through the whole confirmation process. I mean, I was a big advocate, as some of you know, reported on. I was a huge advocate. I had to go full confirmation process, go through the whole thing. By the way, I advised him on this early. I talked to him early on, soon after he was nominated, and I said, listen, you should go out there and say, I will answer every question. Every senator who wants to meet with me, I will answer every question under oath, which he did.
And we've heard from some Republican senators, Terry, who say that they also believe that worked in Hegseth's favor. Because again, if there are no more no votes at this hour and it's just Murkowski and Collins, that puts Hegseth on track to win that confirmation vote tomorrow.
It puts him on track because the Republicans are starting to understand if they don't get in lockstep with one another, that the Democrats are going to just spend the next 4 years causing us to spin our wheels.
We don't want people just to be in lockstep because they got an R or a D beside their name.
The two ladies that did not vote for Hegseth today are for sure no vote tomorrow. But you can bet that these two rhinos are looking to be
rhinos,
mavericks, and because they want the attention from the Democrats, because they're not going to get any attention from Republicans from here on out. If Hegseth gets through, and I think he will, the rest of them will sail right on in. And they're going to go after.
He's woefully unqualified, but okay.
Maybe one more, but they're not going to be able to stop it. So it should happen tomorrow night. Let's go let this.
So Rhino has just became anybody who disagrees with Trump. That has an R beside their name, basically.
Stay tuned, I guess. Jay O'Brien, thanks very much.
Bloated?
Ever disagrees again with Trump.
Welcome to
future, past, it doesn't matter.
I know you'll be there.
They're praying and hoping. They're praying and hoping that they can that they can have something to talk about because they want desperately to be able to say that Trump is losing the battle. And I don't see that he is losing the battle. As a matter of fact, today at executive order signings, President Trump signed an executive order, as I mentioned earlier in the intro, to declassify the JFK, the RFK, and the MLK assassination files. And here he is making that historic moment come true. You'll notice he tells his aide to take this pen and give it to Robert Jr., which I thought was very cool.
The declassification of files relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this one.
This dude's that's a big one, huh? You see that one? That's a big one.
For years. For decades.
When he looked over Andrew Jackson's portrait and he's like, look at this guy. I like that guy. That one there. And that one. Oh, and George Washington back there. Huh?
And everything will be revealed.
There you go.
Okay. Give that to RFK Jr.
Sure. How cool is that?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Mr. President.
Now I've got some other bills that not bills, but executive orders that he signed that I'll show you later on. But I thought that was a really important one to start out with, simply because he is.
I think they got 15 days or something.
Keeping his word to us. He's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. Today, he did more today in one day than Biden did in a month, probably in a month of Sundays. It's just unbelievable. Now, I want to get to another story because the mainstream media and especially the podcasters are getting this one wrong. It's a little aggravating, but I'm going to tell you what happened. I wasn't there. I don't have to be there to know what happened because this is my business. This is what I do. If you didn't see it, Billy Ray Cyrus had a really rough night at the inaugural ball, one of the inaugural balls.
They got 15 days for a plan, 45 days to release it, I think.
That he was invited to perform at. And if you remember, so did the young lady who was singing the God Bless America at the
Billy Ray Cyrus was zooming, dude.
Inauguration. So first of all, let's see the way this particular blogger or podcaster approaches this story. And then I'm going to straighten him out and give you guys the straight scoop.
I'm a straight. Bert got so mad at me because he thought somehow I was messing with his ability to stream that he told people that he's good friends with Dana White and can get the octagon reserved for us and that we were going to have a fight in the octagon. MMA style.
The quiet voice you hear trying to keep up Lil Nas X's vocals on Old Town Road is Billy Ray Cyrus as he performed at the Liberty Ball as part of Trump's inauguration.
I spend a lot of money on my brand new guitar.
I'll get to Billy's actual vocals, but I do wonder if it was a last-minute decision to suddenly play the entire Old Town Road music video behind him and have him kind of sing along to it. Because if you had a competent performer up there, that'd be really, really strange.
All right. First of all, this guy's not a performer and he doesn't know jack crap about what he's talking about.
Oh my goodness.
In this case, it actually helped Billy Ray out because he couldn't sing worth lick.
I hadn't even heard this song. I hadn't even heard this song. Apparently, it went to number one because he started.
I haven't heard this song, but I'm gonna straighten this guy out.
To do rap with rappers and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and listen a little bit more.
Billy Ray wrote on Instagram beforehand that soundtrack went great, and this house was ready to rock with Donald Trump.
When he was poor and homeless, he was talking about how he only had one sock.
But it doesn't seem like Billy Ray rehearsed this during soundtrack.
Begging people to donate. I only got one sock, folks.
Okay, you got me a song, dude. You cheated. Don't have horse down like a V12. And when there's points in the video where the music stops, he just kept on singing. And I used the word singing very loosely. Yeah, it took Billy Ray about 5 seconds to realize that the music had stopped behind him.
All right, whoever this cat is, let me help him out. You just want to be critical. You're one of those people who just want to be critical. I don't know who this guy is, but I don't like him. I don't like him at all. And I'm not
Critical Joe. Let's call him Critical Joe. His name's probably underneath this video you're stealing from him.
To be quite honest with you, but that's okay. Billy Ray Cyrus was hearing the music in his ear. He was wearing an earpiece, actually, in-ear monitors. He was hearing the music, and he was told to go out there and lip sync to the track. And that's why he's singing like this, because all he has to really do is move his lips with it. And you don't try to sing along when you're singing along to a track that already.
Bro, that is not true. That we heard him actually sing. Yeah, he was lip syncing that part, but we heard him actually attempt to sing without the backing track. It was bad. It was very, very bad.
Gonna take my horse, Old Town Road, I go.
So this is without the backing track.
I'm gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm gonna. I can't no more.
This is why they added the video. He wasn't supposed to originally sing with backing track, so they didn't have it ready and keyed up, so they just played the YouTube video behind it. That's why there's a part without music, because it's the actual music video. There's like a little acting out part on it.
Y'all can put your hands together now like that. If you
sounds amazing. The voice of an angel.
They told me to kill as much time as possible, so
they added the backing track, which ended up being the YouTube video, and they didn't realize they should have just got the vocals, but they didn't. They got the actual video, the official music video, which has like a part in it where there's like some acting with some students or something in it.
Already has a vocal on it, because you need to have that reference sound. So when you're lip syncing, they're supposed to turn off your microphone so that you can lip sync. They turn off your guitar so you can look like you're playing your guitar, and they're supposed to turn off your microphone. Okay? They screwed him on purpose. The same sound engineers that...
okay.
The young lady, what was her name? Anybody remember?
It's Deep State sound engineer.
Underwood. Carrie Underwood, the day before, or that earlier that day. Listen, people in entertainment are a bunch of libtards. I've lived with it my whole life.
Okay.
I had a sound guy that threw me under the bus and caused me all kinds of trouble when I did a show up in Oregon, because he and his girlfriend, who also worked at the theater, were both libtards, and they loved Biden. Oh, not Biden, Obama. And I made jokes about Obama. And it got big laughs, because I was playing to a room full of conservatives. That American flag behind me, that was on stage with me, similar. A flag.
Okay.
That's kind of what I do. And that's
what he does.
Threw me under the bus on a regular, including complaining to the producer that my jokes were inappropriate and no one was laughing about them, because the producer was all the way up in Seattle and wasn't in the theater. So all he had to go by was this libtard, and I'm talking about a libtard, like 26-year-old sound man. And I'm standing up there getting standing ovations every day, and the report back to the producer is Bert's show sucks. So the sound men can cripple your show, and that's what they did. They told Billy Ray Cyrus, you're going to lip sync it, your mic will be dead, and so he's playing along and he's singing the song because he thinks he's lip syncing it.
That's not true, by the way. He was supposed to sing it with just the music, right? Like karaoke. He couldn't do it. We saw that.
And all he has to do is look like he's doing it, because he can hear the track. And he's going along and he can hear the track. It's in his ears. It's called the foldback. And in his foldback, he was just trying to make it look like he was singing it. It's very hard to do lip syncing in the first place. And
horrible. It's so hard.
Because I have what's called a TV track on, and sometimes I have to go and lip sync Raise Up Old Glory. I don't like to do it. I'd rather do it live. I'll do it live. I'll do it live. So Billy Ray Cyrus got set up by the sound crew. And I can't believe that he's not raising hell about it. But his statement was, hey, they told me to get out there and perform. You get out there and perform. If the sound starts going wrong, you just go ahead and do it. Like Carrie Underwood did. You just get out there and do it. So he didn't know his mic was hot. That was the problem. And in his ear, he couldn't hear his own mic, but he could hear the track.
Oh.
Because later on in this, he asked them to turn his guitar.
All the libtards are there trying to screw the Billy Ray Cyrus for some reason.
Back on so that he can play it. And this proves exactly what I'm saying. Watch.
He even played that 30-second tag at the end of the video with Chris Rock. Look at him go. Look at it, look at it. So yeah, his vocals were abysmal. This is actually, this is probably the worst performance I've ever seen. Pretty close.
No, the one I'm watching you do.
Uh-oh, did you hear Bart clap back? No, you are.
Well, this is actually, this is probably the worst performance I've ever seen. Pretty close.
No, the one I'm watching you do.
Nope, the one I'm watching you do, libtard.
But I will say, I'll give it to Billy Ray. His whistling was excellent.
That's because he knew he was hot there.
Impressive.
Y'all can put your hands together now like that. If you encourage him out, keep going.
Put your hands down, people.
Do you guys remember when Carrie Underwood did the same thing? That's the go-to thing that you do. When things go bad, is you ask the audience to help you out and sing with you. Clap your hands. You're trying to get them into it with you, because there's a lot of problems up here, and we need, and that's how you get your audience to come and help you save the moment. This guy right here is an idiot.
Billy Ray only been on stage.
God, this guy's the furthest thing that you can be and be a singer and not a pro. Right, he's the furthest from professional you can be, but he's got to break down everybody. Anytime there's like an audio issue or a teleprompter. I'm in show business, guys, and what I know is that the libtards will come and ruin you.
For about 5 minutes at that point, with probably 2 of them just watching the screen.
And I'll bet you, and I haven't looked, but I bet you he's gotten thousands and thousands of views of this review, and I got 30 people watching me.
I wonder why. It's because the libtards, guys.
There's just no justice. There's just us.
the music video behind him? Yeah.
They told me to kill as much time as possible, so.
Now, turns out Billy Ray is just
Now, you see how he's clapping like that? He's hearing music in his ears, or he wouldn't be trying to keep time with nothing, especially, and he can't hear the audience because he's wearing in-ears.
He had a lot of time.
Is anyone back there?
Now, listen.
Can somebody turn my guitar back on? We're going to sing a little bit more.
Yeah, no one wanted to be around for this, apparently.
You want to sing more, or you want me to just get the hell off the stage? I'll give it down.
See, I was about 2.5 minutes of hoping someone would come fix his guitar issue.
What do you think?
This is so.
He eventually gave up and decided to follow Carrie Underwood's lead from earlier in the day when she performed America the Beautiful a cappella.
Carrie Underwood, you were amazing today.
Didn't go quite as well for Billy Ray.
They threw him under the bus.
This is a rendition of his 1992 breakthrough hits and his only other hits, Achy Breaky Heart. And honestly,
he said his only other hit. His song "Some Gave All" went 9 times platinum.
Oh,
9 times platinum.
We're across the line,
and no one remembers it. I didn't remember it. The only thing I remember is Achy Breaky Heart.
that I want to poke fun at him about, to just honestly, yeah, break my heart.
You can tell the world. You can burn my clothes up when I'm gone. Come on, like this. Oh, you can tell your friends just what a fool I've been, and laugh and joke about me on the phone. There you go. Oh, you can tell my own. Go back to the phone. You can tell my feet to hit the floor. Or you can tell.
Because he couldn't get his guitar working, so he had to do it this way. So he's doing it a cappella to try to get the crowd clapping their hands. We can't hear the crowd because there's no mics on the crowd. They may be clapping. It's hard for me to say.
Oh yeah, they took off. You missed it.
My lips. Feel my fingertips. They won't be reaching out for you no more.
What would happen? Let me ask you this question legitimately. You guys have seen a lot of Burt. Well, some of you guys have, right? You guys have seen a lot of Burt. What would happen if that would have been any performer ever who's ever endorsed the Democrats? What would Burt be saying? Would he be like, they screwed him, you know, it's hard up there when you're performing. He's just trying to get the crowd entertained, and everybody's probably clapping with him. We don't know. They probably are.
One time. I just don't think you'd understand. And if you
they are clapping.
You might blow up a kill stand.
I don't see it because I can see the crowd right here. They're not clapping.
Thank you. Good night.
The sound
threw him under the bus. But he didn't leave the stage for another 2 minutes as he wandered and stumbled around the stage. Yeah, the 63-year-old Billy Ray.
He's drunk as fuck, dude. He is ripped, dude. Watch him stumble. He ends the song, puts a microphone up, and doesn't leave the stage for almost 3 minutes.
The sound threw him under the bus.
But he didn't leave the stage for another 2 minutes as he wandered and stumbled around the stage. Yeah, the 63-year-old Billy Ray bear no resemblance in any way to the 30-year-old that we saw in that music video back in 1992. And I'm not talking about his age. Like, you wouldn't even guess that's the same guy. Like, he was a different person up there. And I usually don't say this because
I'm going to shrink this.
It's like Rob Zombie's Billy Ray Cyrus.
Down because I want to see something.
You got it out. Billy Ray was not so.
All right, look at this guy. This guy is called Kareem O'Neal, and he's got 145,000 subscribers. He got 400 thumbs up on that. And I'm trying to see how many people were actually watching it. I can't see. It's not saying on here. There's just no justice.
It says right there how many views it has, Bert. I mean, your screen resolution is so fucking bad, I can't see it, but I can still see where it says 84,000 views. What do you mean it doesn't say it? I can see it from here, Bert. You got a whole ass screen there.
It's just not right, man.
It's not right.
Afterwards, Billy wrote on Instagram, honored to kick off the Liberty Ball at the request of our 47th President and Commander-in-Chief, Donald Trump. When you get knocked down, you get back up, you fight, and you persevere.
Or you want me to just get the hell off the stage? I'll get it down.
Well, before the fight and persevere, Billy Ray, I hope you you'll stay down, lay down in the bed, and go get a night's sleep, and drink some water.
He doesn't know how to make it full screen again. He's getting ready to exit out.
I've had enough of this jackass. Let's just say goodnight to him.
He was trying.
There's somebody who doesn't know a thing about what he's talking about. Billy Ray Cyrus had a terrible night, but in my opinion, the sound crew threw him under the bus. There's no way how that happens without some sabotage. And it happened to Carrie as well. So, I'm not seeing any comments. Nobody's getting nobody.
He was definitely fucked up and was probably on some type of uppers too. I'm still convinced, like I know it's rampant in YouTube and shit. I'm still convinced that a lot of public facing influencers and music, they're all on fucking Adderall. Every one of them is on Adderall. Trump eats Adderall like it's fucking coming out of a Pez dispenser.
Nobody's getting involved here tonight. I'm like Billy Ray Cyrus. I can just go home if you want me to. You know how far home is from here? It's right there. I had nothing. Nobody talking to me. All right, so I guess we'll just move on.
There you go, Bart. I got nothing. I got nobody talking to me. Nobody's in chat. I'll just go home if you want me to. Go.
So I'm not seeing any comments. Nobody's getting involved here tonight. I'm like Billy Ray Cyrus. I can just go home if you want me to. You know how far home is from here? It's right there. I had nothing. Nobody talking to me. All right, so I guess we'll just move on. I do a lot of work to get these shows together, and then
Why live stream to 0 people? Like, I get it. My audience is reduced ever since I fucking publicly came out and it's like, I don't fucking support Trump anymore. But 0?
You can come in here and I'm hoping that I'm pleasing you. And I guess I expect at least the effort to be recognized. Perhaps it's Rumble. Maybe the chat room just isn't working.
Yeah,
So
it's
okay.
Rumble.
I'm going to keep on with the program I designed for tonight, that I produced for tonight.
Well, it's a big difference when you just start.
We had the ICE officers out there targeting these violent offenders, and the best report I saw on it was from Fox News because
We've got about 100 and some people, and all the platforms, I guess. It depends on what platform you're watching on. He's banned everyone. That's right. He thinks they're all me.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. It's a frigid 5 degrees in the pre-dawn hours just outside of Boston, where this team...
Oh, I forgot to tell you. It's one thing to like be starting out or like game streaming or whatever, and you're already playing games, so you might as well stream. And there's a lot of people. Sometimes I go on Twitch and just look for people with like 1 or 0 viewers and just hang out and talk to them for a minute. That's one thing. This guy believes that he's the next Tucker Carlson. 100%. Knows he's going to be there, knows that's what he's going to be doing when he makes it big and he's on Fox News doing his show.
...of elite ICE officers is briefing on their targets for the day.
We're going to be targeting some extremely violent offenders today.
Within moments, the officers are on the move, with eyes on their first target.
By the way, violent offenders accidentally picked up a veteran with no criminal record today.
Looks like we got movement.
You're not a child. You're a man.
In New Jersey.
So stop wearing so many.
No one's going to argue with getting rid of violent illegal immigrants. The problem is that's not going to happen.
Players to go outside and get the...
They quickly take him into custody. He's an MS-13 gang member wanted in El Salvador for aggravated murder, and he has an Interpol notice out for his arrest.
We are targeting very violent threats to our community.
I'm not going back to Haiti. One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
ICE Boston quickly takes down its next targets, including this illegal alien from Brazil, who has an Interpol red notice for armed robbery. This Salvadoran illegal alien charged locally with rape and released by a sanctuary jurisdiction. And this Dominican illegal alien.
They try to make that the dividing point between Republican and Democrats. Like, I don't see anybody advocating for it. If they're truthfully who they are and they're violent criminals, they don't deserve to be here. It's the net is so wide. It's the people that you're catching that haven't done anything fucking wrong, that aren't even illegal.
Alien charged with assault with a deadly weapon and heroin trafficking. Officers also arrested this Guatemalan MS-13 gang member facing gun charges. ICE says he was released from local custody just the day before. Their detainer request was ignored because of sanctuary policies. And in a sign of shifting priorities with the new Trump administration, this man, who was in the same apartment as the target, was also arrested after ICE...
As long as it's valid, the government fucks shit up all the time. And it's wild to think that with the strike of a pen or just because somebody says so or somebody reports you that we may be actually deporting someone who actually lives here.
Determined he's also in the U.S. illegally. This is what ICE calls collateral.
So you guys got your main target just now, but you got somebody else. What just happened?
So our main target was released by a sanctuary jurisdiction, not honoring a detainer. That person was released back into the community, and when we went to go find him, he's with somebody else who was previously removed from the United States. So he's going to go today, too.
And that is exactly what Border Czar Tom Homan has warned would happen.
When we find the bad guy, he's probably with others. Others that are in the United States illegally. They may not be a criminal priority, but we're not walking away from them.
ICE Boston says they will continue to go into sanctuary jurisdictions and do their job.
Today was a good day. Today we took several significant public safety threats out of our communities. Unfortunately, a lot were released by sanctuary policies, but we're here to tell the Commonwealth and the rest of the country that we're going to find them whether they're released or not.
And guys, shortly after we finished filming, ICE Boston told us they arrested 2 more targets in other parts of town away from our king man who first flew into the United States in 20 sexual assaults. We'll send it back to you.
Bill Illusion, it was fascinating to watch all of that. I think we'd be leaving.
Countries like that, it can be quick. It can be within days. But
Bart, are you even going to say anything, dude, or are we just watching this?
A lot of these crimes are associated with sex crime. We told there would be...
That's exactly. We're going to do our turn, but they don't. Be dangerous.
Okay.
Man.
I hope that Trump shuts off all aid to the city that did that. That's Boston. Shut off all federal aid. That's it. No more.
No federal aid.
Story, they said another guy got arrested with the guy they were looking for because he was held up. He was holed up in that guy's house, not holed up. That's where he was staying, and that guy happened to be an illegal as well. Had the police and the mayor released that criminal to them while he was being detained, while he was in jail, he's the only one that would have gone to jail.
I'm gonna start telling everybody Bert's an anchor baby.
But because they let him out and he went to hang out with his homies, more people got arrested. If he had been in a room full of 30 of his friends at some sort of little get together and they were all illegal, they would all go to jail that day. So
yeah, they are already set up to be arrested.
The authorities think that
they didn't investigate and find these people within fucking 24 hours.
But they're actually making it worse on the criminals because there's another article. I don't think I pulled it for the show where they're driving through the
like fucking Musk did. Not only Melania, Musk. He was here on a student visa and wasn't a fucking student, dude. He was an illegal immigrant.
Home Depots and the places like that where the illegals are, usually there to get
his brother admitted it.
Work, and
they both were.
They haven't shown up. Instead of there being 30 or 40 guys standing out, that's something you guys can all check on yourself. You all have a place in your town, your city, where there's day laborers that are hanging out there trying to get a job. I've never hired them. I wouldn't trust them with my belongings, when I'm moving out of my house or whatever. But
he wasn't moving out of his house. He was being thrown out of his house for non-payment for 5 fucking months, but he didn't trust the day laborers around his stuff. Are you shitting me? At least they had a job, Bert.
You guys can all check on yourself. You all have a place in your town, your city, where there's day laborers that are hanging out there trying to get a job. I've never hired them. I wouldn't trust them with my belongings, when I'm moving out of my house or whatever. But you can go by there yourself and those labor places and see if they're there, because the reports I'm getting is a lot of them aren't.
Bert's an anchor baby. That's 100%.
And then you saw, in the case of that one MS-13 member, his friend got snagged. They weren't even looking for him. They were looking for the MS.
His mom's from El Salvador, and he's never met his dad. But anchor baby.
13 guy, they picked him up because of sanctuary jurisdiction, released the MS-13 guy. ICE found him, and then found the guy he was in the apartment with. They found out he was an illegal alien as well, so now he's going to be deported too. Wow.
It's amazing. He actually has a tramp stamp of an anchor, and instead of having like rope or cordage on it, it's got an umbilical cord. A tramp stamp right on the small of his back. It goes all the way up his back to the base of his neck. He's probably digging at it right now.
Thank you so much. More to come on that.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay, so I don't watch these all the way through a lot of times, and this particular one I didn't. He covered exactly what I said. I thought that was kind of cool. But Trump ain't playing around. And I mentioned to you guys a year ago that it's not going to surprise me if ICE doesn't hire a whole bunch of drivers and get a whole bunch of vehicles. And I'm thinking they're going to use prison buses.
ICE drivers.
Buses, like school buses painted white, and they'll just put ICE right on the side of it. That's what I'm...
You know who's going to make money from this? People who run fucking prisons and detention. We've already seen them gearing up for this. Even before Trump was elected, when it looked like there was a chance he was going to win, they're already buying property. They're already building facilities. They're already building processes.
So, okay. Someone's giving me a little tip on something's going on. But anyway, I said that I think that they're going to end up...
Hot tip.
And,
hot tip for my 3 viewers.
That wasn't a white school bus. That was a black van. But hey, who knows what's going to happen next? Hang on a minute.
Mariah's mom works in prisons.
Somebody communicate with me.
Jails, I guess I should say. She's like a traveling nurse that does it.
I want to bring up something about the QAnon movement. Do you guys remember the ones of you that have listened to that? Question, where is Kimberly Guilfoyle? Did she break up with Don? No, she's still with him. She was... why did you not see her at any of the events? I don't know. I didn't. I'll do some research. I'll find out, but I don't think they broke up. I would think that the media would be all over that. She may have been, she does have a child. She may have been taking care of her child instead of coming to the event. I don't know. I'll look into it. Thank you, whoever that asked. That was Ann Gallagher.
If you think Trump or any of his children watch their own kids, you're dumb. You can't be that. Like, they all have nannies.
QAnon movement, they said it's going to go.
She might have had to stay at home, Child care is expensive.
The digital currency and the dollar is going to be no good and all of this. You guys remember that? Anybody? Thumbs up maybe or something? Well, that's what they said. So look what Trump did today. Let's see.
Yeah, Trump Jr. has a new girlfriend, right? Don Jr., he's got a new girlfriend now.
How they reframe it.
Bert watched the news, so you don't have to.
Today, Trump signs an executive order to ban central bank digital currency. You don't get to do it. They're not going to shove digital currency down our throats.
Float around in your blood. So you can do early cancer detection. If you can do using you can do early cancer.
Okay, that might not be the story I meant to tell. I think it's probably in here.
You don't want to talk about this one. This is a mRNA vaccine for cancer.
This is the tail end of him talking about the mRNA.
Oh, you guys meant she was sent to grease the country. I just thought it was because she always looks so fucking greasy.
Shots, which I don't want anything to do with. They're saying now that Trump is backing, they put $500 million into this mRNA shot, and they're saying that they can use your blood sample now to give you a vaccine. Now, why would Trump do?
Because mRNA is fucking amazing. That's how they did the COVID vaccine so fucking quick, dude. It is medicine that can be specialized to your unique body and genes and fucking DNA and shit.
Another vaccine thing, 4 days in. Who is advising him on this? Who advised him to go to that church with that vile woman that was going to...
Ooh, that vile woman who said, hey, remember the less powerful and be kind. Be gentle. What a vile bitch, dude. It's almost like she read the Bible.
To give the speech. Why is his chief of staff allowing this to happen?
Do I have to go to school today?
Why would he come out on his 4th day and start talking about vaccines again? There's somebody handling him right now that's messing things up. Let's go back to this. Oh, I thought I was on. Sorry. So yeah. Why would they have him talking about vaccines right now? Why would they have him even considering that? But this at the same time they talk about the currency. I'm pretty sure either that or I brought the wrong clip to the show.
Cancer detection with a blood test, and using AI.
If you're responding to Restream bot, I know a lot of people that get here first don't realize that you don't actually respond to Restream bot. It's the name after Restream bot. Restream bot takes the messages from YouTube and sends them to Twitch, and from Twitch and sends them to YouTube. So to say at Restream bot, then it'll say like at Michaela Roberts or however the robot says it. It's actually the name after that.
To look at the blood test, you can find the cancer.
I love my Zoot case.
Cancer diagnosis using AI has the promise of just being a simple blood test. Then beyond that, once we gene sequence that cancer tumor, you can then vaccinate the person. Design a vaccine for.
That's their trigger word.
Every individual person to vaccinate them against that cancer. And you can make that vaccine, that mRNA vaccine, you can make.
My safe word is Belvedere rabbits.
That robotically, again, using AI in about 48 hours. So imagine early cancer detection, the development of a cancer vaccine for your particular cancer aimed at you, and have that vaccine available in 48 hours. This is the promise of AI and the promise of the future.
I'm of the opinion that it's not the proper government role.
This is Robert
winners and losers. It's not the proper government role to try to bankroll and participate actively as a partner in initiative or development of a technology platform and capabilities for a market that's enormous. The cancer market is a multi-trillion-dollar global market. It doesn't need government incentives, unlike biodefense. So there's plenty of reason for these folks to try to do their best, and I hope they succeed. Who doesn't want a universal cancer vaccine? Who wouldn't want to have this miracle that Larry Ellison is predicting? It would be fantastic. I would be the first to applaud. However, having been in this space for my entire career and knowing what the setbacks and challenges are, let's gently say I wish them luck. This is not a place for federal investment, and I just am blown away. How Susie Wiles let this one slip through on day 2 of the presidency just escapes me. I think that he is really susceptible to star power. I think that
Trump doesn't give a fuck about his voters. He went on for months talking about how beautiful the vaccine was and everybody should get it. He doesn't believe the same as you because he knows. He just plays to your conspiracies.
It's one of his weak points. He has some weaknesses, some blind spots, and I think celebrities is one of them. And people that are really successful are people that he admires, and good for him.
You're telling me the most powerful man in the world that's never wrong, that's going to lead us to the Gilded Age of America, is easily flattered and wants stars to like him and powerful, rich, famous people? Wow.
But they still pull their pants on the same way that you and I do. And I think that they are susceptible to the same kinds of problems that you and I are, even more so because they've got so much money. And they think that their prior success proves that they're geniuses. But it ain't so. And
Well, I'm glad I knew what was going on there because that was a story I was going to bring yesterday. And apparently that clip got mixed up with one of my other ones. But that's okay because that's an important story to cover anyway. But on.
You guys know that during the Gilded Age, that the wealth gap was one of the worst that we've ever fucking had, right? Even though we had a booming economy and wage growth and jobs, like more regular people were just poor as fuck.
On top of that, what we just watched, I will tell you that Trump today, it's and I may have an executive order there to show you. I don't think so. No, it didn't make it into the show. I'll bring it in tomorrow. But right now, what I want to do is talk about the way.
Didn't make it.
Trump told the world, the folks over at Davos.
Uh-oh, meme coin still going strong. Look out. Wait, is it not even fucking listed anymore? Where is it? Okay, maybe. Oh, yeah. That's a good investment. I hope you got in right here. I hope this is where you got in at, and you're sitting over here somewhere. What about the Melania coin? I bet you that one's doing good, huh? Oh, no. Oh, shit. That one's doing great.
We're not participating. And I'm going to go ahead and kick into that for you.
The government ears Alex Jones, who has the largest audience in the country, bigger than any of the networks, the biggest megaphone in the country.
Obviously, this is an Alex Jones clip, so you guys just hang on real tight.
Alex Jones with a vengeance.
Alex Jones is the most extraordinary person I've ever met.
He doesn't know how to fast forward.
Donald Trump will not become president.
He's not going to be president. He is not. Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States. Take it to the bank. I guarantee it. All right.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump. That's not going to happen.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red capes. Take it from there.
How about this? Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
No, you don't believe that.
Right now, Donald Trump. Last week, he confirmed to the National Review that he's again considering a run in 2016.
Is this it? It's just a hot video?
The old globalist order is dead. The woke the United States. So help me God. Congratulations to the president. Make no mistake, the old globalist order.
Are they still wondering why he wouldn't put his hand on the Bible?
Is dead. The woke mind virus has been defeated. We're just cleaning up the last vestiges of it, letting their minions know they lost. Again, like Japanese soldiers won 29 years after the war ended, shooting at people from the island he was on, thinking the war was still going until he found out. That is important. And now the WEF is admitting defeat. At their opening ceremonies Monday, Klaus Schwab said everybody basically hates us. And then the German chancellor said, well, don't worry, we're just going to censor everybody because we support free speech. Actually said that. Talk about gaslighting, played the clip yesterday. But now we have this new clip, one of these globalist so-called members of the press at the WEF on a panel saying, hey, Trump.
You're not a child. You're a man.
Yeah, I am.
Layers to go outside.
God, these ads know me so well.
We lost. Yeah. And it's not just a normal political event. In the fight they engaged in, the intimidation and the censorship and the lawfare, they enraged everyone and explosively accelerated their awakening. Here's a clip.
Trump has done something no person in the world has ever done before.
Listen very closely.
A dead man, a dead politician has risen. Somebody who, 4 years ago at Davos, he's buried, dead politically. Come to me. He's now returned. This is the greatest comeback in political history of a politician. And then, therefore, he thinks he can do anything.
We need to also factor in not only who's won,
this guy is a
Trump, but who's lost, which is to say us.
Trump is very egocentric, and this has definitely boosted his ego, right? He went from losing to he'll never be back. We were past that point in time. Like he's not going to come back, and he's back.
And I guess I would throw into that the epitome of the us who is losing here is Europe. That the European Union and by and large its member states have misread the direction where events were going. The causes that it is interested in, climate, human rights, some others, as well as the methods of diplomacy that it prefers, are simply being gradually kind of marginalized as something new, not necessarily something better, but something new moves into the center.
And that's Walter Russell Mead, big globalist think tanker and so-called journalist.
Okay, so they didn't admit defeat, and everybody hates us. That's not what they said.
Yeah, it's populism. It's laissez-faire. It's the Renaissance. It's the Great Awakening. And when he says climate change and human rights, they mean replacement migration, wrecking what's left of the West.
Yeah, but so was Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders had a lot of support. He's a populist, right? So what do populists do? Populists come in and they say, I feel your pain. They find a pain point, right? The economy, the immigration, something, jobs. They say, I feel your pain. I understand it. And this is who's doing it to you. So with Trump, it's the Washington and the immigrants. And with Bernie Sanders, it was the wealthy, the upper echelon of that's what populists do. With Hitler, it was the Jews. It's populist.
Carbon taxes to shut down industrial civilization for depopulation. The death cult. You will eat the bugs.
Well, with Hitler, it wasn't just the Jews. It was all of Europe, right? We lost World War I, and now the sanctions are bringing us down, and the Jews.
Nothing. And be happy. No, we won't. And so on the issue of the economy and freedom and security and stopping wars, securing the border, going after all the leftist pedophilia, brainwashing of our kids.
60 million in fees. And you know what's crazy? Is it's not like Hawk Tuah. So the Hawk Tuah coin charged like 12% or 15% in fees, which is insane. Trump's only charging a 1% fee, which is the norm, but he's had so much trading on it that it still added up to that much fees. And when asked about like, do you feel bad about like your meme coin and what it's doing? He's like, oh, I haven't looked at it. What's it doing? And they're like, it's tens of billions of dollars. He's like, oh, that's chump change to these guys. Ha ha. Next question.
Yeah, Trump's going on the warpath on that. But at the heart of the global.
So they know that they've been defeated. And so they're going to lick their wounds, and then they're going to come back with more and more and more. So we can't give up on this. We have to make sure that we stay vigilant because they'll turn on you in a heartbeat. And I think that's what they're doing there. They're going to put together a plan to just attack. They already today, a judge stopped Trump's birthright.
They're so bought in to like Trump can't be wrong, right? That anybody that tries to oppose them is like deep state, rhinos, trying to set him up, trying to kill him, trying to make him look bad. It can't be that they just disagree with him, either legally, like judges. The judge in the birthright citizenship case said he's never seen something more cut and dry outside the wheelhouse of what the president can do. Like you can read the amendment, you can read the Constitution and say, oh, this is how the Constitution states it. Well, That's the opposite of what the president said. It can't go through. No, it's some fucking conspiracy of deep state hive mind baby eaters just trying to make him look bad.
Thing that there's a temporary hold on that, and so Trump's going to have to appeal it. And Trump said that they knew that was going to happen. That it's not a surprise that this particular judge in Seattle, the libtard, is going to probably challenge everything that Trump does, and they're already on it, and they already have a crew together of lawyers that are going to go and litigate that whole situation.
And he's even got them convinced that the U.S. is the only country with birthright citizenship. You can't be that dumb. Where do you think we got it from? We just made it up?
Now, for my friends...
It is the golden age for the extremely rich and wealthy. The people around Trump that play ball, that give him a thumbs up and say, yeah, that's a great idea, that the Elon Musk and the Zuckerbergs and the Altmans and the people that have already capitulated to him are going to make money than they've ever fucking made. And the reason they came around so quick this time is because last time they held out and they didn't make as much money as they could have. They're not idiots, right? They know how to watch a market. They know how to see a trend. So as soon as he starts coming on, it looks like there's a chance he's going to win. They're not going to say anything super divisive. And as soon as they know he's going to win, they're going to jump on that fucking train because they missed it last time. They missed their chance to get in good and make a shit ton of money like Trump's friends and family and the people he kept close last time.
You live in Florida. What in the heck is going on with your weather? This is something I've never seen, and I'm from Florida. I grew up there. This is a news broadcast from AccuWeather in Pensacola.
It's Trump and the weather machine.
I want you guys to check this out. Those of you that don't live in Florida, or even those of you that do, man, look at this right here.
I mean, it's just truly unbelievable. I've never thought in my chasing career, and I've been chasing for 15 years now, that I would ever...
Let's start that over so you can get it from the top.
I can't believe I'm standing in front of the Welcome to Florida sign with about 5 to 6 inches of snow at my feet. I mean, it's just truly unbelievable. I've never thought in my chasing career, and I've been chasing for 15 years now, that I would ever see this much snow on the ground in the Florida Panhandle. I can't believe
That's just amazing. I mean, seriously, you guys, I've never seen it snow in Florida. I've seen it snow.
I wonder if he mentions global warming.
4 times in the 27 years I've lived here in Las Vegas. I've seen it snow 4 times. Now, we have snow in the mountains. So when it does snow here, all you need is the right humidity because it does get cold. 2 days ago, it was 30 degrees. Yesterday, it was 63 degrees. Today, it was 59 degrees. We get a couple of days of cold weather every year. And now the temperature's kind of going back up again. But Florida, you guys make sure you take plenty of pictures because you're probably never going to see that again, not in your lifetime. But I thought it was interesting.
I think like 32 or 34 countries have birthright citizenship. Some countries had it and ended it. Some countries are thinking about getting it. But we're not the only country in the world that has it.
And you guys might want to see it. But we are going through a completely different type of situation now with this administration. Common sense is back in the White House. I'm going to show you an example of the common sense that we have now and what we didn't have just a few weeks ago. So J.D. Vance is talking to someone about the airline industry and the airline industry's woke agenda. And by the way, I heard today that Harley Davidson's going to stay woke. Apparently, the owner of Harley Davidson is a big-time libtard. And he said...
Oh, not a libtard.
Keep all the DEI and all that stuff. And manly men are known for riding Harleys. I think that these guys are going to start selling off these Harleys and buying Indians. I tell you,
I bet.
I owned a Harley, and I couldn't afford an Indian. But I don't know that these guys are going to want to keep riding if they keep it up. But this is J.D. Vance talking to someone from the airline industry. Check this out.
I think it's like this has to be a joke. The word wife is an example of the type of language that we need to eliminate. I'm just asking if that's something you think is necessary or something you support.
I'd have to give that one some more thought.
If there's a pilot who is offended by the word wife or the word cockpit, maybe that person shouldn't be a pilot. Rather than kowtowing to people who are fragile, maybe we should actually say, if you're so worried about the words that we are using, you shouldn't be flying multi-ton metal engines through the sky. I just ask all of us to maybe try to focus as much on real problems, like the fact.
This is so silly. This is like if they put out a company document and they're like, hey, you know, we're going to up your hours, so make sure you tell your wife that you're going to be at work more. Instead, they would put partner, spouse. That's what.
The fact that our aviation system seems to not be working as well as it used to, than the fact that we may use uninclusive or under-inclusive language. I'm laughing because
Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? So common sense is back in the White House. Now, check out what we just came from and listen to this libtard. This is going to make you laugh. I promise you're going to laugh at this.
Counter was when I went out to get my champagne. I was talking to the guy in the store, of course, asking him, did he vote? And he said he did early voting, and he asked me if I early voted. And he asked me, you know, why I was getting the champagne. And I said, because I'm going to be toasting Madam President tonight. And he just looked at me with kind of like a smirk on his face. And I said, you know, she's going to win this, right? And he says, oh, well, it's very, very close. And I said,
how long did it take you to find these memes, dude? It's months since the election happened.
No, it's not. He says, well, what do you mean? I said, no, it's not. The women of America are making their voices heard. Reproductive rights is what it all comes down to. And the women are voting in numbers relative to men. They're unbelievable. She's won this. And I said to him, she's going to take every one of the swing states plus Iowa. And he said, oh, but the numbers are so close. I said, I'm a political analyst. I'm telling you right now, the numbers are there. She's taking this election. And then I said to him, you realize, and he didn't tell me who he voted for, but of course I knew. And I said, you do realize you wasted your vote, right? And I didn't care. And I walked out with my bottle of champagne and happily walked home. My most important.
Wow. Well, I bet she had a hangover from that champagne. Unbelievable. I thought that was funny. I thought you guys might enjoy it. Sanity is back in the White House. Thank God for that. You guys remember this guy? Listen to what he says about government. Ronald Reagan.
We the people tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us. We the people.
That judge that struck down Trump's Indian birthright citizenship was appointed by Ronald Reagan, by the way. That libtard judge.
The driver. The government is the car, and we decide where it should go and by what route and how fast. Almost all the world's constitutions are documents in which governments tell the people what their privileges are. Our Constitution is a document in which we, the people, tell the government what it is allowed to do. We, the people, are free. This belief has been the underlying basis for everything I've tried to do these past 8 years. We, the people, tell the...
We now have a president that practices what Ronald Reagan preached, and it is a good feeling. It's good to know that we have that. I hope you guys all agree. I'm getting a text message right now from our good friend.
Tons of text messages, nobody in chat.
Telling me that the merchandise was updated. So we're going to check it out. Let's go over to BurtLynch.com and check out some of this new merch.
Let's see this new merchandise at the BurtLynch.com. Brand new merchandise, guys. Let's go check it out. There's all the Burt Lynch. Uh-oh. What about this one? Did you guys even know this was an option? Huh? I bet you didn't. That's Burt the Avenger. I bet you didn't even know that was an option, did you? Look at that. Shadow the Cat merch. Why is it so fucking blurry, dude? What does it even say? Maybe this one's better. Shadow, the official mascot of the Burt Lynch Show. It's got his CD, an American flag, and... Bro, this can't be real. You got to stop this, Burt.
Merchandise, and I think some of you are gonna like this. We've been concentrating on shadow merchandise for the last week or so, and so we're gonna go to the all new products and see what we have in store here. I'm told there's a couple of really cool new items. This is a beanie cap, and it's a shadow beanie.
What resolution is your monitor at, bro?
I haven't even seen it myself. Well, look at there. So you got cold weather right now, and you want to put on something that's gonna be nice and warm. There's your beanie cap right there. I think that's very cool.
If I run into somebody wearing this, you're getting punched right in the fucking face. And I'm gonna scream, I don't support anchor babies.
And I don't wear beanie caps. I don't wear them.
Yeah, misspelled beanie. Beanie.
But I'm sure there are a lot of people that do. And I wear hats, period, because I'm not a hat guy. And even when I play golf, I don't wear a hat. But I know that a lot of you folks love them. And so
even when I play golf, is that like a thing? I'm not a hat guy. Even when I'm in Argentina. Are there people that don't wear hats unless they play golf? Is that a thing?
So there it is, the shadow beanie cap. Very cool. $24.99. You might want to get two in case you know somebody else that needs a hat. I love the shadow stuff.
I'm not a hat guy, even on the golf course.
Especially this.
Okay.
For me, was a lot of fun to make. And we put Shadow's paw print right there. And I signed it for Shadow. And there he is. He is a pretty boy. And that's available for $20. These are all fun.
I signed it for Shadow. It's Shadow's autograph by way of Burt.
Ladies and gentlemen, we put those up there because we're asking you to help us. We're asking you to help me keep the show on the air. And we have a mouse pad that's available. And the Shadow t-shirt is in black. And the Shadow mug as well is...
oh, no.
Is in white. Right now, they're out of the black one. You can order the black one, but it will be back ordered. The white ones will come out right away. And so those are all available for you. I'm going to go to the home page and then slide back into the store because...
God, his internet's dial-up shit.
I'm told there's also some new logo products with my logo on them. So let's go see if we can find it. It didn't show up in the all new products, but so here is the, you remember the duffel bag I told you about for Shadow? Well, now we have one because someone asked could they get it with the Burt Lynch logo on it. And yes, you can. Right there it is.
Imagine going to the gym. Imagine going to the gym and showing up with this motherfucking, with this. Just here to work out, guys. Who's that Asian fellow on your duffel bag? Oh, that's my hero, Burt Lynch. Literally, he just went through Teespring and slapped his logo on anything he could fucking find.
So there's that duffel bag. I just love that bag. I can't wait to get one. I'm going to get one of those for putting all my golf stuff in because my golf bag is white and black. But there you go. That's very, it's not cheap. It's $69, but it's very, very
$70 fucking dollars, dude. They don't even go through and update the things. So this is what it tells you. You're supposed to go back through and update this. It says this all over print duffel bag, which means that you could have a pattern all over it. You could print anywhere. Is a perfect spacious bag no matter the occasion. It's great for packing exercise gear when heading to the gym or throwing in necessities and going on an adventure. Your stuff will stay organized and safe with the bag's multiple inside pockets. The bag's shoulder strap is adjustable or removable, while the dual padded handles with Velcro fastening ensure easy carrying. 100% polyester with black interlining. You could at least update it. But like this Burt Lynch duffel bag, nope. $70 fucking dollars. What about this one? Times New Roman. I will not comply. Look how little the logo is. I will not comply. I think I saw firefighters out in Los Angeles using this purse.
And will last forever. So that just added to the store just now, just tonight. And then we also have a white Burt Lynch logo sweatshirt for you.
Well, let's leave RC Cola out of this. That's the official sponsor of the Cold Beer Confessional, okay?
Those of you that want to stay warm the rest of the summer, or rest of the winter, rather, I'm sorry. And we have the Shadow sweatshirt as well. So all this, and the Shadow bear. We got to talk about the bear. Come on. So that teddy bear, I want one of those for Shadow because they're about 9 inches.
It's a $40 teddy bear. A $40 9-inch tall teddy bear. You could build it cheaper at Build-A-Bear and customize it. It's $40 fucking dollars, dude. I bought an entire Shadow for $10. Shadow Bear, $40.
Is high.
I didn't buy that, by the way. Somebody bought it and sent it to me.
I'm getting one. That's going to be his new toy because one of his toys got lost. I don't know where it went. I don't know how it disappeared, but he's put it somewhere and I can't find it. So anyway, that's the store, ladies and gentlemen. You can go in there and still get the original shit.
He's packed his shit, Bert. He's leaving.
That I created. The Your Ridiculous Opinion has been noted. I will not comply. Carry bag. And of course, the photographs. All of this stuff.
What are y'all talking about? Talking shit about RC? Me and about 12 urban gentlemen around the United States keep RC in business. Don't worry about it.
Helps us stay in business, you guys. So if you can help out, and if you don't want anything in the store and you just want to help out, you're also able to go and make a donation. It's very simple. It's right there on the same page. Hit the donate button and you can.
Very simple. Donate now.
Have been sending us donations through Zelle. Really, really appreciate that because you have no idea. I mean, I'm stressing tonight about a couple of bills that are due. I'm not going to be able to pay. And we're talking about stuff that can get shut off. So it's tough. It's tough out here with
There it is. I'm talking about stuff that's going to be shut off. If you don't send me money, I'm talking about stuff that can be shut off.
I mean, I'm stressing tonight about a couple of bills that are due. I'm not going to be able to pay. And we're talking about stuff that can get shut off. So it's tough. It's tough out here with the economy that Biden left us. And so we're doing the best we can.
Trump was going to fix it day one.
And I'm hoping that you folks can find it in your heart to come purchase something at the store or make a donation tonight if you can.
Nasara Gassara is coming, dude. Dude, it's so funny that Trump called the BRICS companies fucking retarded. And Phil's been telling people that BRICS is Nasara Gassara.
Certainly appreciate it. And I want to leave you with one more video clip. And I think this is apropos. I really do. So why don't you guys check this out?
That's all, folks.
Yep, that's all, folks. And that's going to do it for tonight's show. If you have any questions and you want to go ahead and put them in the room, go ahead and.
Bert, you're bad at this.
I'm happy to take.
Dude.
Actually, your gut's worst nightmare.
God damn, dude. What are you advertising for, Bert?
The more you eat, the more.
Jesus.
It's There we go. Go ahead and put your question in right now. I'm happy to take them, and we have a little bit of time. I'm not going anywhere. I don't have.
Dude, one time Nino.
I never have a date tonight.
Nino, the QAnon retard grifter Trump supporter, was having his upstairs bathroom remodeled, and he literally said he was begging for donations, and then he said, "Sorry if you hear noise in the background. My upstairs guest bathroom is being remodeled currently. So I apologize for that. But please, if you want to support the show," then he gave us Cash App. And he said, even a quarter, 25 cents would help me. While his upstairs guest bathroom is being remodeled by a contractor, he's begging for a fucking quarter. Shameless motherfuckers. At least I'll tell you I'm poor.
You kidding me? So I see that somebody, okay.
Somebody finally put something in chat.
So Crazy Goose says, I remember. And I posted the BertLynch.com for you and also the BertLynch.com/show and make it easy for you, but it's real simple. Just go to my website and scroll down. You can get all of it. So if you don't have any questions, then we're going to.
Yeah, I heard cat turd's full of shit.
I know there is a delay. And so
John Rich was like, from Big and Rich, was like, please pray for my friend Cat Turd. He's got some serious health issues.
I usually give a minute or two when I tell you guys to ask questions. I will be back tomorrow, and thank you for understanding last night that we had all those technical problems. I managed to figure it out today fairly easily. I guess sometimes when you're all frustrated with it and you can't get it to work, I tried 5 times to go back on last night. And I went in and deleted all those because they're all about a minute and a half long or 2 minutes long. And I know what happened. I thought about it, and then I realized I woke up out of my sleep and went, I'll bet you when the Windows 10 updated that it changed some settings, and I was right. So I went in and fixed it. But I didn't.
What Windows were you on that you had to go to Windows 10?
Live on the air because I had all this other stuff.
On Vista?
Great show tonight. That's from Ann Gallagher. Thank you very much, Ann. Appreciate it. We should get the approval of Pete Hegseth tomorrow, but it'll happen late. It might happen by the time I go live, because I go live till 9 your time back east, and that's where Washington is. So it's a possibility that we'll know when I go live tomorrow night. We got playoffs on Saturday and Sunday, so I won't be here Saturday or Sunday unless something drastic happens. I try not to compete with the NFL. It's just too many distractions, and I have a hard time putting together a show because the media, the feeds and all are all full of sports stuff, and I like watching the football games too. So I try to take a day or two for myself.
Better take those days off while you can.
Oh, I'm told that
before Trump calls you up to the administration
this week. So now I have no excuse but to do a show Saturday. I guess we'll see. We'll see. I got to pick one day to go do some chores. So we'll see. If you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight. I hope that everybody has a great evening, and just go ahead and.
Everything is all right.
Oh, God.
Go ahead and put it on your calendar that we will be back tomorrow. In the meantime, you guys take care. And
behind the scenes with Shadow. How frustrated was he the night before? Oh, I guess he didn't leave it up, did he? Yeah, he must have took it down because he has 2 days ago, then he has 4 hours ago. He must have took the one down whether he had the audio issues. That'd been funny though. That's the update on Bert. That's the update on Bert. He's got to get down to the casino real quick. Somebody donated $50 and he can turn that into $500 on the right bet, right? You never can tell. You never can tell. Thank you guys for joining us. If you want to support my show, because I'm not a grifting piece of shit, you can do that at coldbeer.fund, coldbeer.fund instead of .com, coldbeer.fund. It looks like this, maybe, if it'll load. You go to the website. All the links are there. Buy me a coffee. Join our Patreon. Gun and Bomber donation clip, dono clip, or just the yellow donate button, which is a private donation button if you want to use it. A lot of people don't want their name out there. I still thank you, but I just won't mention your name. But there you go. There's the ways to donate. There's bits and all that shit. If you want to support the show, keep it going. We've been kind of fucked since the flood, but that's my problem, not yours, I suppose. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been a fun show. I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll be back in here with you guys. Talk to you some more about what's happening. I watch the news so you don't have to. I watch the Berts so you don't have to. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. We'll talk to everybody on the next one. Have a good night. Love you. See you. Bye. I'm going to go home and pet Shadow. Oh, I forgot none of my music's in a playlist. Oh, no. See you guys.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the...
I'll grab it on the next one if somebody remind me. The very first part of his last show from 2 days ago.
Tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
While yes, that is my face erupting from an Asian man's butthole screaming pancakes. I'm glad you noticed.
You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that.
You guys don't know what you're missing out on, to be honest with you. That is the pancakes meme. Before I go completely broke and lose everything and can't afford to live and keep my family alive, you guys will see me on the news. I'll probably have one of you release my manifesto. If you got any volunteers, shoot me an email.
Better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too.
How do I get one of those medical procedures?
Up a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine with Trump in between. Put on a light.
Check.
And saluted the troops. He's happy.
If I Google that, what's that going to look like?
Wait.
Too late.
Stop. What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? It's a stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously.
Right at the top, dude. Could you pop it? I'm a big zip popper.
Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off.
It's showing all these right at the top of your butt crack.
You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you...
Ooh, yeah, I couldn't have left it alone, dude. I couldn't have.
Piss them off. It's about to get lit.
I had like fucking staph one time, and it was like a fucking on my back or whatever. And I tried so hard to fucking pop it. I just thought it was like a big ingrown hair or some shit. And my mom finally got it fucking popped. It was like maybe like 6 inches up from my butt, like on my back. I would say my love handle, but I was skinny at that time. But my mom finally fucking got it to pop. I love popping shit.
And they acting like they know hitters, assholes throwing bullshit shit and bronze to the shitter. All this nonsense on my conscience, it's hard to sleep at night. Who the fuck is in my window with this time of the night? These parasites, these leeches with all their secret meetings, teaching all you
same, but I couldn't. Yeah, I'm sure.
Heathens believing in reason with no meaning is bullshit. Will Bird motherfuckers out here busting the grip.
I see all those lucky sons of bitches that get those tops of cysts that Dr. Pimple Popper removes, and she's like, "We got to get the sack out or it'll come back." Fuck that. You're telling me it's going to come back every 6 months and I can pop it again? Give me a lance. Oh, it hurt to sit, I bet. It's in a bad spot. Have a good night, guys.
You don't have those guts because you're a pussy. You're a pussy wearing aviator glasses in your mother's basement, and I won't even give out your dime store handle because that's really pathetic.